Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Well, I think we got what we expected. Maybe some of us got a little bit more than we expected. The Knicks actually put up a fight. We weren't able to pull out a victory, but we put up a fight. I guess I'm okay with that. We put up a fight, made some mistakes down the stretch, some bad turnovers down the stretch. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. No one expected the Knicks to win this game. The Lakers were just too much for the Knicks, folks. Too much for the Knicks. Although the Knicks played okay. I have to give them that. They played okay. Let's talk about it, folks. That's the jig. The Knicks were at Madison Square Garden tonight, hosting LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Lakers jumped out to an early 3-2 lead. But then Marcus Morris hits a nice fadeaway jump shot to make it 4-3. The Lakers, they're really big inside, ladies and gentlemen. As you see LeBron James take it to the cup. He gets the and one to put the Lakers up 6-4, but Marcus Morris, he gets the ball, does a little holding LeBron back. But this man, Taj Gibson, he was playing like the Taj Gibson of old the first half of the game. He ties it up at 6-6. Elfrid Payton finds Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson lays it in. It's 8-8. Marcus Morris finds Taj Gibson, who gets it back to Morris, who knocks down the whack-up to make it 11-8, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James with Taj Gibson on him. Not too much of a match here. LeBron James dribbles around for about 3-4 seconds, knocks down the two. Then Elfrid Payton goes to the cup. Whack up. Elfrid Payton likes to get he likes to go inside the lane. He can catch a couple of dunks. Anthony Davis, he knocks down the fadeaway jump shot. Right? And the Knicks played a little bit more. Maybe they watched my game preview earlier. They played a little bit more single coverage on Anthony Davis. And I think it helped them out. Although Danny Green knocks down the three-point shot right there. It's 15-15. Halfway through the second quarter, Reggie Bullock, he pulls up. Bang, he knocks it down over JaVale McGee. Had to catch my breath there for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Davis, he finds LeBron James. And I was getting a little frustrated. I'm like, why is LeBron hitting threes, man? But he was knocking them down. He knocked down a couple of them. You see Anthony Davis with the outlet to LBJ, number 23, in the purple and gold. Julius Randle kicks it out to Marcus Morris, who knocks down the triple. 25-20, the Lakers are up. Then you see Julius Randle go to the basket, but he gets it blocked or something happens, loses the ball out of bounds. Mitchell Robinson with the mean block. It's 25-22, Lakers are up. Damian Dotson in the game. Damian Dotson played well, ladies and gentlemen. He played well tonight. 28-22, the Lakers. Damian Dotson, that's what I'm talking about. Bang, he knocks down the triple. Damian Dotson, he came in and did his thing. I think my man Kev said that Damian, we needed one of these guards to step up and play tonight, as they did. As you see Frank Ntilikina find his buddy Mitch Robinson for the dunk. Bobby Portis, he gets the ball, kicks it out to Kevin Knox, who buries it from three. Kevin Knox had 5 points on the night. Damian Dotson, once again, he knocks down the triple. Damian Dotson, like I said, played well. He had 17 points, 5 for 11 from the three-point line, 6 for 14 from the field. Damian Dotson, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, doing his thing. 36-31 Knicks, and the Garden crowd was buzzing. LeBron James says enough of that, takes it in, a couple of nice little swirls and moves, and he puts it in. LeBron James on the night, he had 21 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. As you see, nice ball movement. Frank Ntilikina to Bobby Portis to Mitch Robinson for the dunk. Bobby Portis gets his stuff thrown back on that play. 38-33 Lakers. And LeBron James with the spin in the paint. Kevin Knox was doing nothing with him. He didn't want any of that smoke. You already know that. Marcus Morris guarding LeBron James, who pulls it up, knocks it down. 38-37. The Knicks are up. Elfrid Payton with the ball on the wing. Gets the screen from Julius Randle. Julius Randle brings it inside. Brings one home. Julius Randle didn't really have the greatest of games tonight, though. And here you go. LeBron James stepping back for three. Got Bobby Portis on you. What you expect? LeBron James gets blocked by Elfrid Payton. My man Elfrid Payton. And then he, if you seen the close-up, he had the little, don't bring that garbage in here. You know what I'm saying? Elfrid Payton, I like that. Elfrid Payton into the paint with the little flip. He knocks that one home. It's 44-44. 2 minutes left in the half. Caruso gets in the paint. Finds, who was that? I forgot. I didn't even see who that was, who he found. He found somebody. Guess it was Dwight Howard. Found Dwight Howard for the dunk. Elfrid Payton steps back and knocks down the little mid-range jump shot. Caruso needs to go ahead and get a haircut. Just let it go. He's kind of bald. Just let it go. Anthony Davis gets the little nice move in the lane right there. Not much you can do about that. 48-46, the Lakers are up. Elfrid Payton finds Julius Randle. Nice seal off and nice pass. That was a nice play. Julius Randle got the dunk. And then second halves, 48-48. Right out the gate. Avery Bradley knocks down a jump shot off the LeBron assist. And then Reggie Bullock, he comes back and knocks it down. It's 52-50. Knicks are up. Knicks are really fighting for this game. But this can't happen. I hate when that stuff happens, man. Wide open alley-oop dunk. I don't want to see that. But anyway, it happened. Then Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson played well tonight. 12 points for Taj Gibson, 5 rebounds. And then the big man to the big man, Anthony Davis to JaVale McGee for the and one. The Lakers right here basically start to take control. And this right here, man, it was actually good defense. Pretty good defense. Just a better shot. Not much you could do about it. And then he got the and one. 59-54, Lakers are up. They get the ball back. LeBron James with the screen from Anthony Davis. Takes it in, fades away, knocks it down. Decent defense there again. It's just too much offense. Julius Randle, he finds Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson with the little lay-in. 61-54. The Knicks try to keep it close. They don't want it to get away from them. Julius Randle guarding Anthony Davis. He's right up on him, ladies and gentlemen. But Anthony Davis just too much. He's a couple inches taller. Nice ball movement right here. As Damian Dotson seen the Los Angeles Lakers overplaying to the left side, he brings it back to the right and found Marcus Morris for the three. But then JaVale McGee gets a crazy dunk down at the other end. It's 67-60. Frank Ntilikina misses the pull-up three-point shot. Damian Dotson gets the rebound, steps back, and he knocks down his three-point shot. Frank Ntilikina was 0 for 8 from the field tonight. LeBron James finds, I think that was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for the backdoor cut off of Frank Ntilikina. And Frank Ntilikina goes out the game around this point, and we're not going to see him again, ladies and gentlemen, because he wasn't playing good on offense, got beat on defense. That's what happens to you. So we can complain all we want about the young guys being out there. When you're out there on the floor, you got to produce. You got to put it up. As you see, the Lakers on the break. This is what they want to do. They're scoring the break. It's now 76-67. The Knicks try to fight. Damian Dotson wants to keep us in the game. He makes it 76-70 going into the fourth quarter. The Lakers with the lead. The Lakers don't lose when they have the lead going into the fourth quarter. And you see Dwight Howard get the oop from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. 78-70, 81-70. The lead is growing. You see the Lakers on the break. The lead continues to grow as Kyle Kuzma lays that one in. Marcus Morris gets the little fadeaway. Bam. We need Marcus Morris to come in and try to settle it down if he can. Try to, but he loses that one right there. And then they're going to come back and knock down the three. And, that's troublesome. 86-673. The Knicks down by 13, but Damian Dotson was there tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Damian Dotson had 17 points. He was 5 for 11 from the three-point line. Nice to see Damian Dotson get in there and step it up. See Bobby Portis hit the little runner. 86-78. The Knicks fighting back. Anthony Davis finds Kyle Kuzma. He lays it up off the glass. 88-78. Amidst rumors, Kyle Kuzma trying to play a little bit of ball. Julius Randle finds Elfrid Payton with the nice lay-in. Julius Randle on the night had 16 points. He also had 6 assists. He also had 4 turnovers. Elfrid Payton had 8 points, and he had 9 assists on the night. You see another one of those assists right there as he finds Bobby Portis cutting through the lane. It's 92-82, 3 minutes left in the game. Elfrid Payton with another assist to Julius Randle for the dunk. 92-84. Anthony Davis going up against Mitch Robinson. Knocks it home. Nice fadeaway. It's good defense. Can't complain about it. Decent defense. Then Julius Randle finds Marcus Morris. Bang. The Knicks just trying to stick around. They're down 6 with 50 seconds left. Needing to make a play. They weren't able to make a play. And that right there kind of puts the game out the way, ladies and gentlemen. 100-92. The Knicks lose to the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's what we expected. It's what we expected, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't a bad game. Just not enough down the stretch. Right? Not enough down the stretch. Clearly, we don't, we already know. We don't have a closer on the team. We don't have someone who can, Marcus Morris is the closest to a closer that we have. We don't really have someone that could just go ahead and close the game for us. But when you put yourself down, 8 points with 3 minutes left, it's going to be hard against the Los Angeles Lakers, who got guys like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It's going to be hard for you to close that game out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for that to happen. Did the Knicks play as well as they could have expected to play tonight? Probably not. I will say this. It is encouraging, and maybe it's an ode to their defense, because the Knicks defense has, the last few games, they've been holding guys down. Give it to them. Give it to them. They just can't score enough. Just can't score enough. Look at the numbers behind the game tonight. The Knicks shot 40.9% from the field, and they were still in it, though. Still in it. Playing against the Lakers. The Lakers have the best shooting percentage in the league coming into this game, 48% from the field. Okay? The Knicks held them to 43.9%. And, I'm going to say, yes, the Knicks held them, because I thought they played very good defense tonight. Their two main guys, the Los Angeles Lakers' two main guys, they got off, as you would expect. But everybody else was just kind of regular or below regular. The Lakers shot 33.3% from the three-point line. They shot 67.9% from the free throw line. The Knicks were 32.4% from the three-point line and 69.2% from the free throw line. The Knicks only shot 13 free throws tonight. They were 9 for 13 from the free throw line. The Knicks had 47 rebounds, so, they fought on the boards. Got to give them that. Fought on the boards. They also had 24 assists tonight. 4 steals, 4 blocks, only 12 turnovers. The Lakers, usually averaging about 27 assists per game, the Los Angeles Lakers only had 18 assists tonight. They had 18 assists tonight. They had 13 steals, 8 blocks, and 10 turnovers. All in all, not a terrible game for the Knicks. They just don't have what it takes to pull it out against a team like the Lakers, but not a terrible game for the Knicks. Not a terrible game. And maybe, look, there's going to be people that disagree with me and say that, guys should have played more and blah, blah, blah. I get it. I understand your pain. All right, if you want to look at the minutes distribution on the night, Marcus Morris played 37 minutes. Julius Randle played 34 minutes. Taj Gibson played 17. Reggie Bullock, 21. Elfrid Payton, 31. Mitchell Robinson played 24 minutes tonight. Frank Ntilikina played 12 minutes and 28 seconds. He was 0 for 8 from the field. He had 1 assist. He had 2 rebounds. Kevin Knox, he played 10 minutes. He had 5 points. Damian Dotson played 27 minutes tonight. He was 6 for 14 from the field, 5 for 11 from the three-point line. He had 2 rebounds. He had 17 points. Bobby Portis played 18 minutes. Dennis Smith Jr. played 3 minutes and 36 seconds. He didn't look good in those 3 minutes and 36 seconds either. We'll see if we can get a resurgence from him. Alonzo Trier did not play at all. We'll take a look at the box scores in full, ladies and gentlemen, so you can understand exactly what went down with the Knicks and the Lakers tonight. And we're going to start with the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, you see Anthony Davis tonight. He had 28 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Shot 7 for 14 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. LeBron James had 21 points, 5 or 6 assists, and rebounds. JaVale McGee had 6 points and 5 rebounds. Avery Bradley, 4 points. Danny Green had 3 points. Kyle Kuzma had 10 points on the night, 7 rebounds. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, he had 13 points. He had 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Alex Caruso, and yes, Alex Caruso, please, buddy, my friend, let it go, bro. Just going to say, let it go, man. I mean, you're holding on to it. I'm not sure how old you are, Alex Caruso, but let it go. Just go ahead and get the ball, D. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Get the ball, D. It's all good. Rajon Rondo played 18 minutes. He had 8 points. And Dwight Howard had 5 points, 12 rebounds. And he also had 3 blocks on the night. For the Knicks, Marcus Morris led the way with 20 points. He had 1 assist and 6 rebounds. Julius Randle shot 6 for 16 from the field. He was 0 for 4 from 3. He's 4 for 5 from the free throw line. He had 8 rebounds. He had 6 assists, and he had 4 turnovers. Taj Gibson had 12 points, 5 rebounds. Reggie Bullock, 5 points. Elfrid Payton, 8 points. Mitchell Robinson had 4 points and 12 rebounds. Frank Ntilikina, no points, but he had 1 assist. It's 0 for 8 from the field. Kevin Knox, 5 points. Damian Dotson, 17 points. Dennis Smith Jr. had 5 points. Bobby Portis had 5 points. Dennis Smith Jr. had 0 points. All right, and I never showed you the Lakers stuff. So, I never showed you the Knicks stuff. I'm sorry. That's the Knicks stuff right there. You want to take a look at what the Knicks did. I know I read it out to you, but I didn't show it to you. So I want to make sure you're getting your time's worth. I don't want to say money's worth, getting your time's worth. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. The Knicks lost to the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. They lost to them tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who's in the chat, man. See who's in the chat. Got my man Wayne in the chat. See what's up with Wayne tonight. And, if you're feeling froggy, go ahead and jump on into the video chat. You know what I'm saying? Whereby.com/NothinButKnicks. If you're not feeling froggy, you don't want to jump anywhere, you can call me, 516-405-2246. Let's break this down. All right, in my opinion, the Knicks played much better than they played the previous game. They played better defense. They held the Lakers to 100 points. All right, they held the Lakers to 43.9% shooting. A team that usually shoots 48% from the field. They usually shoot 37% from 3. And they killed this the last time. The Knicks did a much better job rotating out on those 3-point shooters. They didn't double Anthony Davis as much, and I thought that was the right way to go. Okay. City for real, thank you for the super chat. He said, Sim, we fell apart in the second half. Shout out to everybody watching the last few games. Alpha Wall Street came to play with the defense. Juju was not really effective tonight. Lakers geared up for him. Julius Randle was not really effective tonight. He wasn't effective. Too much length inside for Julius Randle. Julius Randle, he can be effective inside, but there's so much length on that team. Julius Randle's 6'8", right? LeBron James is 6'9". JaVale McGee is 7'1". Anthony Davis is 6'10". Just too much length along that front line back there for Julius Randle going to the basket. You know what I'm saying? They bothered him all night long. You know what I'm saying? They bothered him all night long going into the basket. So it was difficult for him. Much better game by the Knicks, but it's still difficult. Still, the Lakers, that's why the Lakers are the number 4 defensive team in the league, because they have that kind of length, and that kind of length will bother any team. Okay? Let me get to my man Wayne up in here. Wayne, give me 1 second, Wayne. Wayne, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I feel good. Guillermo just joined us. Guillermo, you're live. Both of you guys are live.
Yo, man. Yo, salute. Sorry, my guy. What's up, Wayne? How you doing?
Yeah.
How
so Wayne, give me your take on the Wayne game. The game, Wayne.
I thought we played a good game. One thing I noticed though, every time Morris took a 3-point, every time Randle took a 3-pointer, whoever was guarding him took off to the other end. They got a few layups off of that.
Yeah, that's what the Lakers do that. Right? I mean, a lot of teams do that, but they do that. Whoever's shooting that 3-point shot, they go. They ain't worried about boxing out, because you got LeBron James, you got JaVale McGee, you got Anthony Davis. Those guys, they're going to rebound the basketball. They take off. I don't know how many times we've seen somebody down court from the Lakers wide open. You know what I'm saying? Wide open. These guys, a shot goes up, someone's getting down the floor. You know what I mean? And we're not smart enough to recognize that someone's getting down the floor every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should always be somebody in floor balance, right? If you're at the top of the key, you should have floor balance, meaning you don't go in for the rebound. You go back and stop the person that's trying to flood, that's trying to get down the court for the break. But, what can you do? Backdoor cuts. We got beat on a couple of backdoor cuts. Frank Ntilikina got beat on that one, and I think that's what took him out the game. And coach was like, we're not putting you back in. He's not the only one, but other people got beat on backdoor cuts and stuff too. That's the same thing that happened the last time we played the Lakers. But obviously, we played better defense this game. We played better defense. There was less of that. Some of that stuff was still there, but there was less of it. But go ahead, Wayne.
Another thing I want to see them start giving Dot steady time. They have to give this guy a steady role. Like, if he has a bad game, like next game, he might not even play. I don't understand it. I think he's earned that.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's earned it too. Now, I suspect that he'll continue to play right now until R.J. Barrett gets back, and then we'll see what happens with R.J. Barrett. I mean, the one thing that I see with this team that confuses me sometimes, and it's maybe it's just the principle of the way that I coach, but like Dennis Smith Jr. came back today, right? And he put him in over Alonzo Trier. He only played 3 minutes and 36 seconds. But Alonzo Trier has been here at practice, ready to play. Dennis Smith Jr. is just getting back. Why do you put him in over Alonzo Trier? Right? What is the reason? What is the reason?
Wasted minutes.
There's 3 minutes. Why? He hasn't even, not that he hasn't been here. I understand he's been injured, right? But why? I don't get it. Alonzo Trier has been here. He hasn't been injured this season. He's been a good soldier for the most part, right?
Yeah, I don't
not for the most part. He's been a good soldier. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why you put Dennis Smith Jr. in instead of Alonzo Trier.
He's got a skill, and we should be able to incorporate that skill into our offense.
Yeah.
That's what I see. The guy, they call him ISO, but I believe we should be able to incorporate him into our offense. We've seen many guys over the years who all they come in and it was instant offense. Guys like Vinnie Johnson. I
don't get it.
Incorporate this kid into our offense, and I hate to see that he's gonna go somewhere else and become that microwave off the bench.
And he might. I just don't get it, because it's not like you say, well, Dennis Smith Jr., he's going to come in and be able to play defense, because there's people that always complain that Alonzo Trier doesn't play defense. So if that's the problem, if that's the issue, then, you bring in Dennis Smith Jr. It's not like he plays any better defense, So I don't know. It's really is befuddling. You know what I'm saying? It's befuddling. I don't know. But Guillermo, go ahead, man.
Yeah, man, that's a great word to put for these Knicks, man. Befuddling, because it makes absolutely no sense why Alonzo Trier is not getting burned, besides the fact that maybe they're trying to showcase DSJ. Honestly, I would have put DSJ in the G League. Well, you can't do that. Sorry, my bad. I don't know. I just want to play DSJ, but maybe Trier's here long term. That's the only positive I can see for him. Maybe they're trying to show off DSJ, showcase him, try to give him some minutes so he gets some type of trade value somehow, because DSJ just does not look like NBA ready. There's so many things, right? So what I saw tonight, man, it was inconsistent. I started watching from like the late second half just because getting out of work and stuff. But there's certain things I like, certain things it just disgusted me. I like some of the ball movement at times. It was quick, like that three that came all the way around. I did like the ring around to Rosie to like Dotson and to Payton, and it went from from Morris to Payton to Dotson, back to Payton and back to to Morris to hit the three, stuff like that. But then we have an issue with fast breaks, right? There are a few fast breaks where we just could not execute 3-on-1s, 4-on-2s, and I'm just like, how can't you execute? What is the game plan when who's the guy that's spacing out? Who's the guy who's running to the basket? Who's the guy that's thrown behind the guy's dribbling the ball? You know what I mean? Another thing, Randle, this guy's so frustrating, right? Because there's certain things I like tonight, right? So I liked it when he was actually facilitating and directing guys that come around, squeeze and stuff. I thought that was really impressive. It still goes to show you that our offense overall is just not nuanced enough to have enough off-ball movement. But I like the fact that he was directing guys and telling guys to move, set the pick here and there. I like that. But then when it was, I forget who it was. Was it Dwight Howard or Kuzma? I can't remember who it was. But the guy who got the rebound right up under, right on him. And he provided no effort to try to get the defensive rebound in terms of boxing out his guy, nothing. And even Walt Clyde Frazier point out. And that's the type of thing, when you're up by 8, up by 6 against a team where LeBron James really did not want to shoot the ball, you got to make those type of plays, those type of hustle plays, get your team back in transition, get the ball. And another thing, this is on Mike Miller. When there's a relatively, I would say, close game, right? We were down by 8 with 50-something seconds left to go. When the ball gets to LeBron freaking James, foul LeBron freaking James. Do not let the ball get back to AD. A coach doesn't have to say that, but the coach should be the guy to be like, hey, if AD ain't touching the ball, if KCP, one of these guys who actually shooting touch the ball, if LeBron James, who just does not want to go to foul line, touches the ball, you foul him automatically. You run, you make sure you draped over him. Or you basically try to force him to get from out of bounds. Once he gets the ball, he's dribbling and he doesn't realize it. You foul him. That's on a coach. That's on the players. It's just, again, lack of IQ. That's something that you see some of these savvy vets, some of these smarter players do, because you just got to put 2 and 2 together, man. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that we would have won. We probably wouldn't have still. But stuff like that can take you out the game, where it's like, if we do this, we do that, or it just shows you that we just don't have the IQ on the discipline on the coach's side to be telling these guys that out of timeout, and the IQ with these players.
The only thing that I say to that, I mean, because I agree with everything you're saying, right? You got to know the numbers, you got to know who to foul and all that kind of stuff. You don't know what Mike Miller was instructing them to do, because I felt like there was not the urgency to foul at the end.
But they weren't trapping. So it's either you trap hard or you foul.
It's like, they were trying, I don't know. I didn't feel like I seen one time, I don't remember who it was. The inbounded the ball, and the guy just, he walked for about 2-3 seconds before a foul was even attempted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the call is going in. And, if he had an idea, was trying to execute something, it's hard to say.
Sim, how can you? Sorry to cut you off. This is how you know you're not executing something, because you know why? If you're gonna make the foul anyway, it's either you trap hard or you do the foul immediately. You don't let time off the clock and then foul. It makes absolutely. You've seen Popovich.
But what I'm saying to you in defense of Mike Miller is, you don't know what he called, and if they did not execute it right. He may have been trying to do this or that. I mean, that's the one thing that as fans we can't see, right? We'll come out and we'll say, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Why is this happening or that happening? We don't know what the call is, because this happens all the time in just probably any basketball, right? But especially youth sports, right? I might be coaching the game, and I'm telling my players for a specific reason, I want you to move the ball like this. I want it to go here, then back to you, and then in here, or something like that, for a specific reason. And then one of my players gets the ball, and the parent yells, "Attack the basket! Attack the basket!" And that player goes and tries to attack the basket because he or she heard their father yell to attack the basket, totally disregarding what I asked them to do. Or they do what I asked them to do, and then the parent screams at the kid for not attacking the basket when they got the basketball in their hand, even though I'm telling them to do something different, right? I may be telling the kids.
Fair enough.
I mean, but I may be telling the kids, we're going to press 3/4 court. Right? We're pressing 3/4 court, and there's a specific reason why I want them to press 3/4 court. But then the parents may be yelling, press all the way up, press all the way up, press all the way up. And, sometimes the kids are confused. Okay, who do I listen to? And I always got to tell them, we're the coaches. We're the ones that can sit you on the bench. Your parents can't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say is we don't know all of the calls, especially in situations like that. We don't know what the coach has said to do.
I understand it'd be so simple, but put like this, right? First of all, you're talking about parents versus coaches, right? These guys, their parents, they may not be at the game, and you shouldn't be listening at the NBA, at the college level, probably. When you're in the game, you listen to what your coaches say, right? So that's one thing. You're talking about it's a different context, right? And I understand the point you're trying to make, right? But in this junction, right, unless LeBron James is all the way down, right? Because what teams usually do, and this is how you know the Lakers messed up, because they allowed LeBron James to have the ball, and I think he dribbled it. A smaller dribbling pass, but the fact that the ball's in his hand and he's not a good foul line shooter, free throw shooter, right? You do not, and that was a slip up on the Lakers. It should be objective number one, come out of a dead ball. Either we trap in the corner, which they didn't do, because I know it came to whoever's up. I can't remember the guy first. Then it came to LeBron. Then it went to AD. You either trap in the corner hard, or you make sure as soon as that guy touches it, you foul. So I'm not saying that Mike Miller didn't teach this. But either way, it's bad execution.
Nah,
and that shows.
I get it. I'm just saying. You don't know.
IQ. You didn't even, Sim. There's certain plays. There's certain plays, right? Like when you had that J.R. Smith thing, when he took the three when we were what was it, up by one, and we could have done the shot run or whatever it was. And I think Bogdani did the same thing too, right? Low IQ plays. This is how you know your team. You don't have to tell me as a player what to do in certain situations. I have 57 seconds left on the clock, we're down by 7 or 8, whatever the hell it was. Even if I don't even care, I'm fouling. If we're not, I'm fouling you. It doesn't even. I'm fouling you. It's just in my head. I'm not letting you dribble. I'm not looking at the. I'm fouling.
Okay. All I'm saying is, it's easy for us to sit here and say everything. I know there was a time when they were trying to see if they can get 8-second calls. I mean, I'm just saying you don't know. You just don't know what the philosophy of the coach is, especially in a situation where you kind of figure like, it's probably over. Let's practice this or that. You just don't know.
Whoa. I'm sorry, Sim. I'm sorry. I know you got to go to Marcus. In that situation, Sim, what am I practicing? Okay, I'm just saying, just to play
what
on that side. What else am I practicing besides we fouling or we trap? What else can I practice?
I just said that they were trying. There was a point in time in that last 50 seconds where they were trying to force an 8-second call. They were trying to see if they can force an 8 seconds, right? And I mean, you're seeing it maybe with 40-something seconds left. They let them dribble up, trying to see if they can get it 8 seconds. As soon as they cross half court, Mitch Robinson fouled. So there are times when there's different things. And the reason why, and that is the reason why Mitch Robinson fouled when he crossed half court. They were trying to see if they can get an 8-second call. I mean, there are different things, especially if you know this game is probably out of reach and it's probably not going to happen. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. All I'm saying is we always break down and say what should have and could have been done, but we never try to realize what the call was. So we want to say the coach could have and should have. And me too. I know I do it, right? I do it all the time. That's probably what I'm on here for. But we try to say what the coach should have or should have done. What the players should have done. But there is a coach, and there is, there is a coach, and there is things that they're trying to do. Maybe it's not executed correctly. Maybe it is executed correctly. Well, I mean, it's just something that we do have to recognize, that you don't always know what the calls come in from the coach. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we should probably preface that. We don't know what the coach called, but maybe they could have did this or maybe they could have done that. I mean, it was an 8-point game with 30 seconds left or whatever it was. Some coaches are like, we still got a chance. Some coaches say, we probably don't have a chance, so let's work on this or let's work on that. I don't know. They probably should have fouled LeBron James. He probably would have made them both anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, we got to take that into consideration, especially if we just got to take that in consideration. You know, and I'm gonna come to Mark. Mark, you ready? Mark, what's going on, man?
Okay, let me start this. If he can't play Trey, stop playing Knox. If Trey can't play defense, stop playing Knox, period. If Trey cannot get on the floor because he can't play defense, I see no reason to put Knox on the floor.
Well, it's two different positions. It's two different positions, but go ahead.
Because Jesus Christ, man. I'm gonna be a little. It's all gonna come out. I thought we could have won this game in momentum, especially in that third quarter where we tied it up. Your man Mike Miller. Listen, I've been watching him the last few games, and his substitutions, the same thing we used to come at Fizdale for, I'm coming at Mike Miller for. Because the third quarter, when the young guys was playing with the speed, when you go against the Lakers, you have to beat them with speed. Not that half-court thing that we went to in the fourth quarter when he took out the young guys that got us back into the game. That was pushing the ball, that the ball movement was just, it was looking good. It had the Lakers moving their feet. When you have LeBron James moving his feet, that's what you want. I've been watching LeBron James for years, and the best way to beat him is if you allow him to move his feet. So the fourth quarter comes.
Well, I actually recall something different, though, Mark. I honestly recall something different.
No,
I recall.
Let me finish.
Hold up, because I seen something a little bit different than you. I recall the Knicks being down 6 points, and then it was Frank Ntilikina. It was Frank Ntilikina. It was Kevin Knox. It was Bobby Portis. It was Mitch Robinson. And somebody else was out there with him. Maybe it was Dotson. And they went down 13. They were down 6. Then they went down 13. So you can't just say, that the young guys was playing with speed and all this kind of stuff, because they created that 13-point lead for the Lakers.
Oh my God!
They helped create that 13-point lead. So that's bull.
Hold on. So what was the score when we left the fourth quarter? Oh, when we left the third quarter? Just
it was 76 to 70. 76 to 70. But they brought back those other guys.
Okay, so listen to what I'm about to say. There was a momentum in that third quarter leading to the fourth quarter. He goes back to the slowest lineup, which is, I think he went back to the Randle and Morris situation. He has to stop doing that. He has to. And Alpha Payne, he has to stop doing that. He has to stop doing that because these guys are passing amongst each other and not going nowhere with the ball and stopping the momentum. The momentum killed us in the fourth quarter. I watched it.
Bro, hold up. Stop 1 second. Stop 1 second. Because I'm looking up. I want to make sure we got this right. Okay. I really want to make sure we got this right, because I saw something different. I was watching for it. I saw something really different. Okay. In the fourth quarter, we started. It was 76 to 70. Okay. Kevin Knox was in the game. Dennis Smith Jr. was in the game. Mitchell Robinson was in the game. Damian Dotson was in the game. Bobby Portis was in the game. Right? And at this point, the game, it was 76 to 70 with 9 minutes and 33 seconds left. And those young guys still in the game. And I'm looking at the fourth quarter report right now. It's 83 to 73. Those guys are still in the game. It becomes 86 to 73. And then he starts to make substitutions. And when he makes those substitutions, the game begins to change. It's 86 to 78, then 88 to 78, then 88 to 80, right? Then 90 to 80, then 90 to 82, right? And the game gets back into single digits. It doesn't get back down to 6 until it's about 57 seconds left, right? But when it was that young group, the young group that I just said, Dennis Smith Jr., Mitchell Robinson, Kevin Knox, the game, it became a 13-point lead. I am looking at the shot for shot, the official play-by-play of the fourth quarter right now. That's what I'm looking at right now. The official play-by-play. And that's who was in the game. Right? Until about 10 minutes, 9 minutes in the game, he began to sub. in that fourth quarter. I'm looking at it right now. The first substitution in the fourth quarter after that group was in, the first substitution was Marcus Morris for Dennis Smith Jr., then Elfrid Payton for Kevin Knox. At that point, it was 83-70. 10 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It was 83-70. At that point, the players in the game, again, was Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr., Mitchell Robinson, right? All of our young guys. And they started the fourth quarter, 76-70. The Knicks were down 6 points and went up to a 13-point lead. Then he began to sub at 10 minutes and 22 seconds, Marcus Morris, because Dennis Smith Jr. threw a turnover. Yeah, a couple turnovers in a row. Dotson lost the ball, turnover. Dennis Smith Jr. at 10 minutes and 25 seconds, bad pass, turnover. Timeout. Substitution, Marcus Morris for Dennis Smith Jr., Elfrid Payton for Kevin Knox. Right? And then that's when the game began to turn back around. And they got it back down to single digits. Right? Now, this is not in defense of this person or that person. Right? What I'm saying is, every time I keep hearing this same thing, and it's not holding water. Right? That the young guys came in and they had a different pace to the game. The young guys came in and they played this and they played that, but it's not true. Right? The young guys came in the fourth quarter and made a 6-point lead for the Lakers, a 13-point lead. You can go back and watch the game. You can go back and look at the play-by-play if you want to. I'm looking at the play-by-play right now. Looking at the play-by-play right now. You know what I'm saying? That's, I mean, I just want, if we're gonna blame people, let it be accurate. Shout out to Michael Parker. Thank you for the super chat. Said trade Kevin Knox. Okay, whatever. But if we're gonna place blame, let it be accurate. Go look at the stuff first before we just place blame and say, it was this stretch and then this happened and that happened and that really didn't happen. Go look at it. I'm looking at it right now, the play-by-play. I can send it to you. I can email it to you. I'm saying it's not in defense of any one person. I just want it to just be fair. That's what I'm saying. Just be fair. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that gets me. You know what I mean? It just gets me. If you're going to say something, be fair about it. Look at the stuff and make sure it's right. Say the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? Say the right stuff. Go ahead, Mark.
And
Go
I'm
ahead,
going.
man.
I see everybody
Go ahead.
on, man.
Go ahead, man.
Listen. Number one, why are you playing Dennis Smith in the game and he didn't play throughout the whole game and you put him in the fourth quarter? Why did you do that?
Because he's one of the young guys. That's why.
No. Why? No. What coach?
Because he's one of the young guys. We want to see the young guys out there. That's why.
Wait. What coaches does that? Have a player that did not play throughout the game, meaning you put him when he's ice cold, coming off of whatever injury he has.
No, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you there.
Okay,
He should have played Alonzo Trier, but go ahead.
This is my thing. He has to find a way to stop putting Randle. Look, listen, my thing is, because I've been watching like the fourth quarter. The fourth quarters be killing me. When he has Elfrid, Randle, and Morris, when you look at the spacing on this floor compared to the third quarter, it was just much better with the spacing with those guys on the floor that I was speaking of. When he puts Randle, Morris, and Elfrid dribbles. Like sometimes he dribbles with no purpose.
True.
He dribbles with no purpose. He over dribbles sometimes, and it's to a point I'm watching the shot clock. He passes it to Randle. Randle couldn't do nothing tonight because Jesus Christ, the Twin Towers was in front of him. So he don't have no sense of IQ sometimes to just get rid of the ball because he tries to just muscle his way through it, and you're just not strong. Number one, not strong enough to get through those guys, and number two, not tall enough to abuse them. So I'm like, why do you have Morris Morris don't space the floor one bit, man. It's like when them three on the floor together, it's like one side of the floor is just congested. And then when I'm watching the Lakers are just sending up. They just setting up their three guys, Howard, LeBron, and AD. And when you have LeBron play linebacker, man, it's over for your offense. Because I was watching LeBron James tonight. He did not sweat one bit. He was just passing the ball. He didn't put his will in the game one bit. That's why I said we could have had the game. And when he put Dennis Smith in the game, the score went up 13.
Well, that was a bad move. Dennis Smith Jr. was a bad move. I didn't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. He hadn't played in how many games? Okay. He hasn't played since December something in a month. I don't know.
This is another thing, Sim. The Trent situation, they're looking to move him. That's what it says to me. They're looking to move him. But if they're telling us that it's because of his defense, bullcrap. That is bullcrap because one thing about that kid, he tries. It's not like he just allows people to just blow by him. Now, if you want to talk about his defense, you keep Knox off the bench because watching him, man, it's abysmal. Listen. I like the kid's skill set, but this is where, to a point, you have to try. I was 20 years old one time. You don't tell me. You can tell me, yo, Mark, try and I'll try. The dude do not try. And he plays in an important position in the league, which is the wing. Sometimes, Sim, he has to not let people just go, where's the resistance? That's something he could do. I'm not asking the kid to go out there and score 20 points a night. But, bro, try to keep someone in front of you at least, bro. At least. Just do me that favor. Because now, when he does his job on the wing, it hurts the Knicks defense. Yes, somebody has to rotate. And they don't rotate. They don't rotate together they don't rotate on the string together. So you have someone coming way out of the wrong position, coming to guard someone else. That's why sometimes the Knicks defense looks so horrible because you have guys on the floor that don't try. That's my issue. He does not try. I'm not talking about his motor. He does not try, and it's an issue. So I would rather see Trent on the floor because guess what? He has the spirit to that. I'm not afraid of no one on this floor, and I'm going to take it upon myself. If no one else want to take the ball and dribble to the paint and attack the basket, I'm going to do it. We have too many hesitant players. I'm watching these guys getting the ball, pump faking. The defense is not even reacting. They're not even reacting. This is every night. And for NBA players, this is where their IQ just sucks. Because if you see one thing not working, you have other options. That's why when you look at certain players, they just cap. And that's where they at because they don't have the understanding of the game to know, okay, Randle, I can't go against AD and Howard in the paint. So, when I get the ball and I get close to the middle, I put enough pressure, I dish it out. It's too many times he gets the ball and tries to go there when there's countless times I see open shooters. Or even pass it to the wing to the person so the ball could just rotate. He just takes it apart. And Marcus Morris, I swear to God, he has to go. Because I don't know if you've seen it, but did you see those possessions where he was taking it one-on-one? LeBron was on him. He couldn't go nowhere. And then he was just taking bad shots after bad shots. Now, when he does that, he takes the momentum out of the game. He takes what Mike Miller wants to do from time to time out of the game. And then we go to this one-on-one thing where I'll be like, oh my God. The next time the team get the ball, they're gonna run loose on us. Because if we would have played the way we played in the third quarter, because like I said, there was an intensity there. That's the thing. When I seen Frank on the floor, forget him missing 5 shots, I don't care. But sometimes his defense, what he just does on the floor with him and Mitch, sometimes it just impacts the game where I like it. That's why it's so hard to get mad at Frank because he does one thing so massively well, but the other one his offense just has to catch up, and it's going to catch up one day. But I don't think on this team with these other players that you have, that's not allowing that's not helping these young guys get good, man. Because it's all about simple passes when you get the ball. Every time you get the ball, it's not meant for you to shoot the ball. Popovich told Kawhi Leonard that. Sometimes, bro, when you have the ball, I know you get a basket, but it's just not meant for you to take the shot every time. I'm just sick of watching fourth quarter after fourth quarter with the same ball crap. And nothing changes. So that tells me it's not the coach and what he wants to run, because I see it run numerous of times when he have the young gunners on there. Sometimes it runs to a point where I say, okay, I see what he's doing. But now when you got the vets, they are just inept. They are inept to do what the man wants to do. So my only problem with Mike Miller is just some substitution sometimes. When you see the young guys blazing, you keep them in. You keep them in, because guess what? When some hit them, I want some to hit them, and I want them to get back up, because when they get hit, that's when he makes substitution. Sometimes, bro, you let those young guys figure it out with enough. The ones that be on the floor have enough skill to get the ball out their hand to make other players better on their team, or to make good movement. There's no body movement with Randle. I don't care what nobody say, man. He's just not good without the ball. The kid needs the ball. He does not set screens. He don't do anything unless he has the ball in his hand and he wants to score. That's it. And Marcus Morris, man, we have to trade him. I don't care what it's for, but he has to go, because he's becoming what I don't like, a ball stopper. I don't care if he puts up 20 points. I don't care. I'm just worried about those young guys developing, and they're hurting us, man. They're hurting us from night to night, man. I'm tired of watching Mitch go through it. And Tim, listen, I know Randle grabs 8 rebounds, but I'm tired of watching Mitch down there crashing the basket by himself all the time if Taj Gibson's not on the floor. We have to learn when the ball goes up, y'all get down in the paint and help Mitch, because he does a lot under the paint, man. And sometimes he has to work 10 times harder to get the ball, to get offensive rebound. He need help crashing the ball sometimes. It's just a whole bunch of lazy players get overpaid.
I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna let you catch your breath. I'm gonna come back to you. The one thing I say, listen, I agree that Julius Randle should be averaging about 12 rebounds a game, right? He's averaging 9. He should probably be up 12, 13 rebounds a game. He has the ability to do it. I disagree with you about Mitch. He rebounded well tonight. He had 12 rebounds tonight, but that's not every night. I've seen some nights where Mitch has 2, 3 rebounds, right? Because he's just not rebounding. There's been plenty of nights. That's the reason why he averages what he averages. Been plenty of nights where Mitch gets 2, 3, 4 rebounds, right? So it's not every night that Mitch Robinson is grabbing 12 rebounds, right? So it's not like, oh, you got to help Mitch, right? Because he's not the leading rebounder on the team. And so I disagree with that point right there, about you got to help Mitch on the boards, because Mitch he's not the leading rebounder on the team. He's not the only guy that rebounds on the team. And there are nights when Mitchell Robinson doesn't rebound, or can't rebound, or is not strong enough to rebound. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not blaming him. I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying, there are nights when it doesn't happen. He's growing as a young man. I get it. I understand. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for the ups and downs of these guys to grow. I don't know if everybody else is. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Sim?
What's going on with you, bro? What's happening with you? Unlike most people, I'm not as mad about tonight's game, my friend. Yeah, a lot of people are really upset about the game. I'm not as mad about the game. You know what I mean? First of all, I didn't expect for the Knicks to win. I kind of thought that might be a blowout. The Knicks played good defense. They held a team. Let me see. What were they averaging per game? The Los Angeles Lakers average. Let's get back to that. Mitch Robinson averages 6.8 rebounds per game. Not bad. Not saying anything bad about him. Not bad. The Los Angeles Lakers came into this game tonight averaging 113.7 points per game. But that's not even that. Over the last 5 games, the Los Angeles Lakers were averaging 120 points per game over the last 5 games. 120 points per game. They're giving up 116 points a game over the last 5 games. The Knicks held them to 100 tonight, right? And they were at full strength. Okay, the Knicks played decent defense tonight. And the Knicks have been playing decent defense, to tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Over the last 5 games, and I'm going to get you, just stay patient with me on the phone, okay? I ain't forget that you was there. When we're looking at the Knicks defense over the last 5 games, the problem is the offense. We can't score the basketball. But the defense has been actually playing pretty well over the last 5 games, especially, we had that stretch where the defense was giving up 124 points per game, and you're going to get blown out. You're going to get blown out every game if you're doing that. You can bet your bottom dollar on that one. Right? But over the last 5 games, the New York Knicks, well, let me get to the defensive rating. Let me get to the ratings here so I can give you proper information. All right, over the last 5 games. And this last 5 games is not going to be including tonight's game. All right, doesn't include tonight's game. I don't think it includes tonight's game. But the Knicks' defensive rating over the last 5 games is 13th in the league, 109.4. That's their defensive rating over the last 5 games. All right, 13th in the league. That's not bad. Let's be real. That's not bad. That's middle of the pack. It's not bad. Okay? Over the last 5 games, I'm going to show you what the opponents have been scoring on the Knicks over the last 5 games. All right, over the last 5 games, the Knicks have been giving up 109.2 points per game. That's 9th in the NBA, 10th in the NBA, basically. All right, they're tied for the Chicago Bulls for 9th. So they've been playing pretty decent defense, and they held the Los Angeles Lakers to 100 points tonight. All right, so we can't complain about the defensive side. The offensive side is where the problem is. All right, rebounding the basketball, guess what? We out-rebounded the Lakers tonight. Now, we may not have gotten some key rebounds, so it's not always about the overall rebounding. The key rebounds mean a lot, but we out-rebounded the Lakers tonight. Okay? I think we out-rebounded them. What did we out-rebound them tonight? 47-42? Something like that? Let me get my numbers right. The Lakers had 43 rebounds. We had 47 rebounds. Okay? I mean, it is what it is, man. It's gonna. I'm just saying that to say, I'm not as mad as everybody else is about tonight's game. But go ahead, caller, talk to me, man.
No, I agree with you. I'm not mad at all. I thought tonight was a good game. We kept up with the
second best team in the league.
And I'm just mad at some of the things that we like. The coach. I mean, I'm just getting a little angry with Julius Randle. I know I was probably one of the first people to say we should take him, before the draft last year. So, I'm sort of eating crow right now, but I can't watch him throw away games in the fourth quarter. I mean, tonight he threw. We weren't gonna win, but we had a chance, and I just don't want to see bad execution.
So tell me where he threw it away tonight. Tell me where he threw it away tonight.
Well, definitely when we were down 6, I think we're down 6. I think there was like a minute and a half. No, less than that. But yeah, because Caruso had the foul before the ball went in. Got the 1 point. We're down 6. I think there's about a little less than a minute left. And then he does that spin move garbage we were killing him for in the beginning of the season. And LeBron knew it was coming. Cookie's gone. Goes down, hit the shot. That takes an 8-point lead. We're not coming back from that.
Yeah, it was I think that was about 53 seconds left.
Randall try to look at Morris or Dotson. That spin move garbage in the middle is like it just seems like if we're in a close game, we lose it, Randall's gonna mess it up.
Okay, so what would you have rather him done at that point when he had the basketball?
I would have liked to have him get the ball, maybe look for a post, get in the post, turn his back to the basket, scope it.
Okay, all right. I mean, we had well. Here's the thing. He caught the ball kind of maybe foul line-ish, I think, or something like that. And there was 53 seconds left. Okay, we got to score the basketball. There's 24 seconds on the shot clock. It's 53 seconds left. How long is it going to take for us to get the ball around and try to get him the ball in the post? We're down 6 with about 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. How long is it going to take for us to get the ball into the post? To like really organize the offense to get him the ball in the post.
He's a little under the foul line. He's basically, survey the court. He doesn't have to dribble. Get the ball, get your pivot, survey the court, then get into your move. It takes 2 seconds to get the ball, turn around. You're looking at whatever way you're getting the ball. Check your guys. Turn, check your guys. Get back in you're in your pivot. Use it. You don't have to just get the ball, pound it on the ground, spin into traffic, which is the least thing. I don't know who taught him to spin into traffic.
Honestly, I would like you to go take a look at the play again. Did it? I don't know if he. You have to go look at the play and look where everyone is positioned. I'm trying to see if I can find it and break it down so we can actually look at it and see. First of all, I'll say that's not the play that lost us the game, right? That was a play that was we were already in desperation trying to get points up. Now he had shot an air ball from the 3-point line before that. Okay.
Yeah. That's
I don't know. At that point, there was 53 seconds on the clock. If you're 53 seconds on the clock and you're down 6, that's not the play that lost us the game in crunch time, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
Right, that's not the play.
We had momentum. I think momentum has a big thing in plays like that. And when we just got a call, we never get calls. We got a call against the Lakers, got the ball back. We needed to score right then. 2, 3, it doesn't matter, but we score, we bring it to 4 or to 2. We have a possession. The Lakers get a full possession, and then we have it for the last ball of the game. Now, then we play our defense. But it's not even more Randle. It was more like what Mark said earlier when we had the young guys in, and then he puts in DSJ. Even Clyde Frazier said, this is the wrong time to put him in. We're playing, the boys kept us from getting blown out like we usually do. We're down a few, 5, 6 points. Then you put in DSJ, and then he not to be rude, but he actually tried going to the basket, and he's just rusty. But even if you don't put in, if Frank's not hitting his shot, go back to Elfrid. At the very least, go back to Trier. But why are you putting in DSJ? He hasn't played in a month.
Well,
it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then the lead balloons. He misses 2 shots, goes in. He causes 2 turnovers. He gets blown by on defense. He misses an assignment, gets a 3. We're down 13. And then there's Lakers get a 13-point lead in the fourth. They're not giving that up. You get close, but I don't know. I just thought the execution was bad tonight. Other than that, great game.
Well, I would say the execution was bad down the stretch, which is usually the case for the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's usually the case for the Knicks. The execution is bad down the stretch. We just don't have the guys that can execute down the stretch. When you come down the stretch, you got to have a certain mental toughness to be able to execute and really get it done down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the guys that have that kind of mental toughness. That's what makes it tough. You know what I'm saying? That's what really does make it tough. Now, that thing with Dennis Smith Jr., it shouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been in the game at that time. I don't know why he was in the game at that point in time. If you're going to play Dennis Smith Jr., play him in the first quarter. Play him in his second quarter. Right? Not when, the third quarter is when the game is really getting juicy. Right? That's when the game is getting juicy. You don't play him then, in my opinion. So I think that was definitely a blunder.
Yeah,
definitely a blunder.
Definitely. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just waiting for another week and a half to see what we do. Because, I don't want to do anything, but we have to. I want to see this try to win some games at the end of the season. The tanking thing isn't going to work. The way the draft's set up, it's not going to. You can't lose every game. It's not set up for the person who loses most games to win the first round.
It's not.
You know, it's
I mean, you're still going to get higher percentages, right? You know, your percentage. You're still going to get more ping pong balls or whatever it is, and you're going to get a higher percentage. But it's not set up the same way. It's set up a little bit differently.
Yeah, I'd like to see us. We're not going to win 30 games. Get that out of the woodwork now. We're not winning it. We go out and win. We can pull out 20, 23, 24 wins. But we're playing hard at the end of the season. Like, we're not giving up. And we got rid of, like, I don't know. It's hard to say because we need a point guard. But I think more than that, we need to get rid of that glut at the 3-4 position. I mean, I think Mook or Randle's got to go. One of the two. I mean, it's probably going to be Mook, but I kind of would like it to be Randle. I kind of think Randle, I don't know if he's ever going to be a good fit just because he doesn't play hard. It's like, night. You know you're playing against Dwight Howard and you're playing against the Geeks. You're not going to go and score 25 points. You should have 15 rebounds. Kyle Kuzma shouldn't be boxing you out and getting layups while you don't even put your arms up. He didn't even have his hands up. And he did it. It was like you don't see hustle. If the ball's not going in for him, you don't see him crashing the board. You don't see him just outright just going, and he's got muscle. He's big. He can go in and wreak havoc. Dwight Howard's not 7 foot. But you see him, what he does on the inside. I don't know.
All right.
But thank you.
All right, man. I hear you.
You guys have a good night, man.
All right, man. Peace. Talking about that last play that everyone's talking about with Julius Randle. I'm going to get to that in a second. Caller, you on live for 1 minute. Just give me a minute, all right? Just want to look at this play real quick. All right, talking about the last play with Julius Randle. Now, we're going to look at it right here. Just real quick. All right, so you see right here, Elfrid Payton has the ball. There's 52.8 seconds left on the clock. The Knicks are down 6, 94-88. Elfrid Payton's going to inbound the ball to Julius Randle. Let's go ahead and press play. Hopefully it doesn't go too fast so I can get a good pause in when I'm ready. All right, the ball's going to get inbound to Julius Randle. Boom, he catches the ball here. And you see he's looking to get this lane to the basket. Elfrid Payton jumps in here. Honestly, okay, let's talk about spacing. Right? Because there's a lot going wrong here. In my opinion, you can say what you want, but in my opinion, there's a lot going wrong here. So we can blame whoever we want to blame. It's all good. Okay? I'm going to say every single one of these guys on the floor, 3 guys right here are at fault. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and Elfrid Payton, to me, are at fault for this play. Right? And, of course, it doesn't come down to one play. The Knicks are already down 6 with 52.2 seconds left. Okay? Now, Elfrid Payton inbounds the ball. Where should he go? 1 or 2 places. He should come out here to this 3-point line so he can get Caruso out the way. All right? Or go baseline to the other side over here and still get Caruso out the way. All right? Get your body, get your man out the way. That's what has to happen. Excuse me. So we're talking about spacing again. Same thing for Mitchell Robinson. Right? You see, Julius Randle is covered here. And I'm sorry, I didn't have my mouse up here. So again, Elfrid Payton's here. He should be out here, getting Caruso out the way, or over here, getting Caruso out the way. All right? Mitchell Robinson's right here. Same thing for Mitchell Robinson. LeBron James is guarding Mitchell Robinson. Get your man out the way. Right? Whichever way you go, get your man out the way. If Elfrid Payton comes over this way, Mitchell Robinson come over here to the short corner. Guess what? LeBron James is going to come with him. Because if he doesn't come with him, obviously Mitchell Robinson going out to the 3-point line is not going to get LeBron James out the way because Mitchell Robinson's not going to hit that. So LeBron James is not going to respect that. But if you put Mitchell Robinson in the short corner, guess what? LeBron is going to respect that because if Julius Randle dips it off to Mitchell Robinson in one of these short corners, it's going to be a dunk. All right, so we need Elfrid Payton to get his man out the way, either here to the three-point line or here, and we need Mitchell Robinson to get to one of the short corners opposite of Elfrid Payton. This clears out the floor so that Julius Randle can go to the basket. So you might ask, well, why does Julius Randle have to go to the basket? You want to know why? Because it's 52.2 seconds left on the floor, 52.2 seconds left, and we're down 6. All right, so we need the guy to go to the basket. We need to try to get a quick shot. All right, there's 8 seconds left on the shot clock. I guess you could say he could have used the 8 seconds, but 8 seconds would go pretty quick. All right, so let's go ahead and let's push play on it. All right, Julius Randle, bam, let's stop it here. Okay, he got now, if he's one-on-one, it's a perfect move because he got his guy going this way. Now he's spinning, and he got his hip getting ready to clear this guy out. The problem is, with Mitch being right here, LeBron James is right here for the double. Okay? Now, Julius Randle, this is where I fought Julius Randle. Because he caught the ball and he didn't look, kind of like my man that was on the line said, he didn't look first. If he would have caught the ball and took a split second, he could have took a split second, said, Mitch, move, Peyton, move, and then go. Maybe you can clear out some space. So Mitchell Robinson's at fault too. Right? Mitchell Robinson is clearly at fault. Julius Randle is clearly at fault too. Because he's got to take his time to make sure the spacing is right. If the spacing ain't right, he could have handed it off to one of these guys. You see, I think that's Damian Dotson getting ready to curl around this way. Could have handed it off to Damian Dotson, set a screen, try to get Damian Dotson was hitting, try to get Damian Dotson a shot. Same thing with Marcus Morris. All right, but it comes down to spacing. It comes down to spacing. We get Mitch in the short corner, get LeBron out the way. Get Elfrid Payton out to one of these corners, get Caruso. I think that's Caruso. Get Caruso out the way. Right, so we can blame it on 3 people, in my opinion. Right now, I get what people say. You have the ball in your hand. So if you have the ball in your hand, you're the drum beat. You make it go. You make it stop. So when it comes down to it, Julius Randle should have directed traffic for a split second before he went to work. That's the way that I see it. Right? But basketball players that have a high IQ know to get out the way. Tell me why Elfrid Payton passes the ball in and then steps in right here where Mitchell Robinson is already standing. That doesn't make sense. Right? That's bad spacing. The last game we lost in the clutch was bad spacing. Julius Randle was over here. He should have cut through while Mitchell Robinson was trying to screen on Marcus Morris. Bad spacing. Here, we needed guys to clear out. Bad spacing. And as a result, LeBron James takes it. He knows exactly what Julius Randle was going to do, and he takes it the other way. Right? And then on LeBron James's part, as you see Anthony Davis follow up, on LeBron James's part, that's good scouting and knowing what your opponents are going to do. You know what I'm saying? So you can blame it on one person if you want to. This is a team thing. And there's certain things that you got to do as a team to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Certain things you got to do. Everyone's got to work together. If you were giving the ball to Julius Randle to go to work, get out the way. Julius Randle, you get the basketball, survey the floor. Just like my man said on the phone, survey the floor, see what's there first. It's everybody, man. It's not just one person. It's everybody. Everybody. You know what I mean? It's low basketball IQ all the way around. You know, of course, we want to put it on one person because we expect that the guy making $19 million a year, you know, is the one that's got to be it. So I get that. I understand it. You know, I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, go ahead, caller. What's popping, man? City, what's good? Hold 1 second. Go ahead, City. What's good with you, bro?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
I'm chilling, man. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm all right, man. I'm all right with the loss, but at the same time, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with you on this one, man. We can't blame one person, you know what I'm saying, for the loss or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with that being said, let's put it like this, right? When we look at it, yeah, Randle didn't. He didn't do anything to get us in the game or to make us come back from a deficit. But at the end of the day, it wasn't him that lost us the game. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to put all the blame on him just because, like, they geared up for him, man. It's like I said in my text, man. Like, they geared up for him and they made sure he wasn't going to be the one that was going to be holding the offense. But
Yeah.
at the same time, we had cohesion at certain points in the game, but at the same time, we lost it in the second half. I don't know what they did, but we lost our cohesion in the second half, and that's what did us in. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Lakers, they got a little bit of a lead or whatever, and we just couldn't. For some reason, we couldn't make plays.
Well, I mean, the Lakers are a better team. The Lakers are an older team. They're a smarter team. They have players that know how to make plays. We have players that don't make plays. I just get frustrated
but at
with
the same time, we don't acknowledge our players for doing stuff that comes down to the come down. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, we had players that played solid defense, although a couple of Lakers players, they got some shots up or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. My guy Peyton, man, and everybody know what I'm about to say. My guy Peyton, he got the block on LeBron. Let's go to Alpha Wall Street. Let's go. He got the block on LeBron, but he's been playing solid defense for the last couple of games. It's not just this game. So I don't want to make it crucial to where I'm just saying this game, but like the last few games, he's been playing solid defense, and his assist to turnover ratio has been on point. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, he's had a couple of bad plays here and there, and of course, obviously, we know his shooting ain't really on point, but the guy plays defense. And for everybody that want to say, like, we need a point guard to play defense or whatever, we got one that plays defense. But then everybody want to turn it into something else, so it is what it is. But I just want to say, yo, Sam, I just want to say thank you for taking my call, man. And I'm going to drop down in the comments and stuff like that or whatever. And let's go Knicks on our next game. Let's get it.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the call, man.
For sure,
Right.
for sure.
And big shout out to, let me get to it, my man Wawa 9302010. I can only assume that you work at Wawa. Some of you guys may not know what a Wawa is. Maybe you work at Wawa or you come from Wawa, but Wawa 9/30/2010. Maybe that's the date you became the manager at Wawa. I don't know. But if you guys don't know what a Wawa is, I suggest you find out what a Wawa is. All right? Wawa is, you'll like Wawa. Some of you guys may know what a Wawa is, right? Some of you guys some of the people on here is probably from Jersey. Maybe you're around the Philadelphia area, something like that. All right, so you probably know what a Wawa is. But anyway, it says, salute MBK, hashtag Lake Show, hashtag easy work. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say it was easy work. They had to work for it a little bit. But I appreciate you for the super chat, my man. My thing is, during warfare, it's a gas station. Yeah, it's a gas station, but they got some good food in that gas station, though. It's not just a gas station. They got some good food in that gas station. Wawa, I like Wawa. I eat at Wawa a lot. I'm giving Wawa a free plug right now, but Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What up, Sim?
What's good with you, bro?
I'm all right. I just had a question, Sim,
All right.
because I'm kind of old. I'm over my 40s, and I remember that when players came up from college, there were a lot more skilled. Do you think this one and done is hurting the league because players are coming up too young and too inexperienced?
Very, very much. I think it's hurting the league. These guys are coming in and they don't have a clue how to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And then, people are expecting them to come in and be able to perform against grown men, 28, 29, 30 years old. These guys are coming in without the they're coming in without the skill. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not getting that. They're not getting the. All right, they come in from playing AAU ball, right? And AAU basketball, of course, they're playing high school and stuff like that. But most of these guys are going to high schools that's just putting talent together so that they can play well, right? And so they can be recognized. Their schools can be recognized. And then they go to a college and they play for 6 months, right? And they're in college for 6 months. You don't get this. You don't learn that same kind of structure playing in college for 6 months as you would if you played for 2 years, 3 years in college. So you're not getting the same structure, the same tutelage. You're not getting that chance to, spend however many hours the NCAA allows you of skill work with multiple coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because in college, you get more time for skill work. You play 2-3 games a week. You get more time. You get practice time to do, to put in skill work and all those type of things. You don't get that same amount of time in the NBA. And in college, coaches are, they're more in tune to development. That's what they want. A lot of coaches want to do. They want to develop. So they're teaching and they're developing. Guys get in the NBA now, and they just don't have they don't have the same basics. They don't have the same basics, man. And then you got teams in the NBA that have to teach these guys basic fundamental basketball. And you got all these developmental years that these guys have to learn the game, and fans start to get impatient, because they want these guys to jump right into the NBA and dominate. It's just not going. It's not like that. It won't be like that. So I definitely think it's hurting the NBA. Now, on the flip side of it, I do believe that if a player is ready to go to the NBA, they shouldn't be held back. I don't think it's fair that you say you have to do. It's not the NCAA that says it. It's the NBA. So I guess the NBA can come up with whatever regulations they want to say that a player can or can't come into the NBA. In the WNBA, you got to have a bachelor's degree, right? Other jobs, you got to have a certain degree in order to play, unless you're some kind of genius or savant. So yeah, I do think that guys
should. There's only a handful of players that come in and are ready to play 1 year after college. That's right. Only a handful of players. The majority are not ready to play, but yet they still go in the draft because either they need that money or whatever the case may be. But I also agree with you. I think it's hurting the NBA's product.
It is. I think it's hurting the NBA product. Somebody in the YouTube chat said age with a question mark. Fire and desire should not have to be developed. It's not about our conversation here. Is not even about fire and desire. It's about just guys coming in ready to play basketball in the NBA. But you're right. It's only certain guys that's ready to really take that leap from high school to the NBA. It's only certain guys that's really ready to do that. Most of your players are not ready to do that. Yeah. And even when they're in college.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the call.
I appreciate you, too. All right,
yeah,
thanks.
Great question. And even when they're in college, and they play they play not even 6 months, right? They play from November till March. All right, so even when they play that amount of time in college, I mean, it's still just like taking a jump from high school to the NBA. Physically, mentally, they're not mature enough. Not all of them, but some of them are not mature enough. So I do feel like it's hurting the NBA game. I don't know what's going to happen with it or what they plan to do about it, but I feel like it's hurting the NBA game because these guys are just not physically and mentally ready. A lot of them are. Some of them are. Some of them are not. And So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see who's left in the chat. You know what I mean? We got a couple guys here left in the chat. Not left in the chat. They never left the chat. All right, let's see what Nick is in here. Let's see what Nick got to say. Nick, what's going on with you, man? Nick, can you hear me? I'm not sure Nick can hear
me.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Nick. What's up?
All right, hold on. Let me just mute everybody right quick.
Yeah. All right. Get them guys up out of there because, they're talking a bunch of junk. Go ahead.
Yeah, what was I was just listening to the YouTube chat, so I'm a little bit off on exactly what you guys were talking about. Where were you guys? Because I was listening to the caller ask about are guys ready coming from college, and is college hurting guys?
Yeah, we actually just finished that up. He didn't ask if college was hurting guys. He was asking if guys who, this one and done is hurting the NBA, the product in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it is,
Yeah. So that kind of, I just wanted to touch on that just a little bit, just because of the last time I was on the show and I talked about raising the baseline level of what we try to go after, which are two-way players and stuff like that. And I talk about the philosophy a lot when it comes to the guys that we put on our team. There are a lot of guys that actually come from programs that develop guys. So you have the West Virginias of the world. You have the, I think Seton Hall, Xavier, Villanova is a more notable one. Villanova has been putting out a lot of pros, and they've been running pro-style offenses too. We got to look at the type of offenses these coaches are running inside college too, because sometimes they may run such a basic system that when you compare it to what they're going to run inside the NBA, it is like night and day. What Dennis Smith played in was a basic Fizdale type offense in college. That didn't prepare him for the NBA. Right. So the coaches have to do better too. Even if that's why I like Cal a little bit more than most coaches, because he challenges most of his players to play outside of their strength. Like he challenged Kevin Knox to play like a two guard, run around screens, movement. And that develops him in more ways than he's going to be used, or gives NBA teams a lot of ways a vision of what this guy could do and is willing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but even programs that are, do a good job of coaching and developing guys, I feel like, players coming in. Now, of course, you're going to have some players that come through some good high school programs, right?
Yeah.
And things like that. Because there's some good programs out there. I'm going to say majority of them are just, collecting talented players so that they can win. But I think there's still some really good high school programs out there.
Yeah.
But then, you get into college and you play for, November, December, January, February, March. You play for 5 months and then you're out of there, right? It's not enough. And then the NCAA has a lot of regulations on when you can actually coach and teach the players, right? Once the season is over, the amount of time that the coaches are allowed to spend with the players drops drastically. It's like an hour. It's like 3 hours, 3 days a week for 1 hour or something crazy like that. I forgot exactly what it is, but it drops drastically. So what they've got to do is they've got to give these guys a regimen and tell these guys that you got to go work on this regimen on your own. But then what happens is you don't have that coach there helping you to fix certain things. So you're trying to work on this little regimen, but you don't have a coach there helping you to fix certain things. So it becomes, guys aren't getting, the same. You don't get the same experience. You don't grow up as an individual, right? You don't get a chance to mature a little bit in college as a young man, as a young man. All of those things.
I think get to mature as a person because they have more time to do human things, and they get to live, I guess, slightly under the radar because they're famous players or whatever, or they're on the basketball team and stuff like that. So they do get challenges from a human standpoint. It's just the problem then after that is how do they develop, like when they get put into the spotlight, and this is a question that I do have. I pose to anybody out there. Like, do you draft James Wiseman if you get the chance? You know, like James Wiseman is sitting out, right? And he's in the same position as Mitch was last year. I don't think he'll go in the second round, but he's a top tier talent. He hadn't played any. He's not going to be with the team and practicing with the team. He's just going to sit out. So, is he going to develop, or is that going to slow his development? Maybe, maybe not.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, the whole college thing. You know, it's and something to think about. Now, guys are going to start coming in straight from high school. You know,
Yeah.
and so these G League teams are going to become very, very, very important.
I do feel like our G League team, as long as we have the right coaching staff, and I haven't seen any new games because I watched some of Mike Miller games. I do believe as a G League affiliate, the Westchester Knicks do have a chance because of James Dolan. We could probably outbid guys because of his money. And then we could really build a really good G League team, like going forward without the draft, you know?
Right.
And that
right.
could
And,
really give us a big advantage. It'll be very interesting.
because there's going to be guys coming in when they're able to come into the league out of high school. There's going to be guys that come in and go straight to the G League, and they're going to need 2, 3, 4 years to develop. It's going to become like college, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know, guys are going to be getting called up and stuff like that. It's going to change. To me, I think it's going to change. It's going to change a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Because you're going to start getting some, I think, stars that come out of the G League.
That's true.
You know, like, you know, because there'll be some young players that are 18 years old coming out of high school to try to make it into the league. They don't make it into the NBA, but they're on a G League team, and then they're there for 3, 4 years and they develop. And then all of a sudden they come into the NBA, they're still only 21, 22 years old, and they blossom into a star. I think we'll see that. And, you know, we'll start seeing that. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
and then about the game tonight, I didn't really watch the whole thing, but I do want to at least let everybody take note. Like, I looked at the numbers, right? So the minutes distribution tonight, and I forgot most of it. Did Frank get hurt? I just want to start with that.
Nah, I don't think he got hurt. I think they just pulled him out because he wasn't playing well.
Okay.
They pulled him out. He got beat in the third quarter. He played 12 minutes and 28 seconds tonight. In the third quarter, he got beat by Contavious Caldwell-Pope to the basket, backdoor cut for easy basket. And I think coach took him out at that point, and he didn't see the floor. I think he was kind of upset at that. Although it's the wrong guy to get upset at, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Because Frank plays phenomenal defense on most nights. Everyone's going to get beat every once in a while. So if that's the reason, that's not a good reason. Now, he was 0 for 8 from the field as well. So,
yeah, that's the only thing that ever kills me about Frank is like 0 for 8 in 12 minutes, man. I like the fact that he's being aggressive, taking shots. I actually would like him to take 10 to 12 shots per game and then one day get up to 16. But if he's going to go like 0 for 16 or something like that, or 1 for 16, like that is the worst, man. Dennis Smith, look, the other thing about Dennis Smith, I just wanted to hit too, because like at some point in time, we do have to play this guy. People are talking about trading him. He has no trade value if you do not play him. Guys have to get over that part. We have to play him and give him a try. I would have liked them to play an easy team. Even like the Cleveland game would have been perfect to play him in. Yeah. But if he wasn't ready, he wasn't ready. So it just depends. Like, give him an easy team to get going against teams that have poor defending point guards. So you talk about maybe going up against Markelle Fultz. He doesn't play the greatest defense. Going up against, God, there's so many good point guards now. So it is just to try to put him in a position where he could be advantageous against other point guards. This wasn't the game, though.
No, it wasn't the game at all. Wasn't the game at all. Not against. No, Wasn't a good game at all. Especially when you got
Like
guards
Rondo.
that could play defense. You got A.B. Bradley, Contavious
Yeah,
Caldwell-Pope,
Rondo. All those.
Rondo.
Oh, man.
I mean, this not the game to put him in to play. Yeah, Frank Ntilikina, though, along with Dennis Smith Jr., the only two players that did not hit a shot for the Knicks. Dennis Smith Jr. only played 3 minutes and 36 seconds. He was 0 for 2. And, of course, Frank was 0 for 8. He played 12 minutes and 28 seconds.
Damn.
I mean, and he took a lot of shots during his time on the floor because, they didn't want Mitchell Robinson getting free looks at that, that alley-oop, right? Because, they worked that alley-oop. They didn't want Mitch getting that, so they were letting Frank loose. They were letting Frank get the shots off.
And he has to take those kind of shots. I'm not knocking him for doing stuff like that. But you got to hit him, though.
You got to hit him.
That's always my problem, where I always get bothered by Frank Ntilikina. We could touch on this, please. I want to get your opinion on this. Frank has to hit shots, right? We all know that. You can't be open in this league and not hit a shot, right? But then also when we look at the young guys, I'm starting to get the feeling that the coaching staff is feeling secure, or I'll go with secure. They feel good about their assessment of the young guys to say that the young guys are better, or they all look like backups rather than starters, except for RJ. I'm starting to get that feel from the way the playing time is distributed, how much these guys are earning. I really feel like they feel all I see is backups out of the young guys.
Out of the young guys. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, that could be true. I mean, you think they think that way with Mitch?
I feel like they feel like Mitch is a borderline backup, because if you, and again, going back to the minutes distribution, it's not like Mitch doesn't get 20, 30 minutes. He's getting more minutes than Taj Gibson.
Yeah.
And then again, too, I want to put this out there, and I've actually looked up some of the research on this when Porzingis got hurt, but at the time, or the year before, 2 years before that, I should say, when there was a talk about San Antonio, and San Antonio brought out some medical stuff saying that 7-foot players and above, when they play above 22 minutes per game, their careers are shorter. And whenever they play a certain amount, they are prone to getting knee and back injuries. Of course, I mean, at that size, they really shouldn't be running. So when it came to Porzingis, I always knew since he got hurt and all his constant injuries, coming back off that last knee injury, he should never play above 22 minutes per game. I looked at Fizdale last year, and when Mitch came off the bench and DeAndre Jordan was there, Mitch started to get healthier too. Because he actually, remember there was a point in time he just kept getting hurt. And when his minutes dropped down to 20, 22, 24, 25, he actually started to be able to finish more games and have more energy. And I can't sit here and say that is absolutely true about every big man, but the research does show that more than most, big man over 7 foot really shouldn't play over 22 minutes per game.
Okay, so you think it's a good idea to have? Do you think it's a good idea to have two Mitches?
Yes.
On the team, right?
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
See, and I agree with you, which is the reason why, I don't feel that, besides the contract situation and how much money he would make, I don't feel that Andre Drummond is such a bad acquisition. In the player itself, the contract stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay him. I wouldn't want to pay him the amount of money that he might demand on the open market. I wouldn't want to pay him that
either. Okay. this is what I always say about the Drummond thing, and I'll put this out there. People are going off, and I remember Mark went off like crazy on the thought of trading for Andre Drummond, right? The problem is that sometimes you gotta make a trade to make a trade. And let's say we get into talks. Like right now, Dwight Powell is hurt for the Mavericks. Let's say we do a three-way trade where we trade Julius Randle, Dennis Smith Jr. to Detroit. We take on some of their stragglers, some expiring contracts, say Reggie Jackson, something like that. We take on and we do a three-way deal involving Detroit Mavericks and the Knicks, and we take something from Dallas, something from Detroit. We send Randall and DSJ to Detroit, and then we take what's his name? Drummond goes to Dallas. That solves problems for each team. We just try to get draft picks out of the situation. Will it work? I don't know. Is this staff savvy enough to do it? I don't know. But the talks with about Andre Drummond is not a bad talk because, again, I do not believe that Mitchell Robinson is on Andre Drummond's level, one. Andre Drummond is truly a better player. And then after that, like from a health standpoint, I could sit here and say that Mitchell Robinson is at least 3 to 4 years away from his prime. I think he's 20. And then you start talking about if you have Andre Drummond, you save his body for 3 years, and I could make an argument to getting Andre Drummond rather than to not get him because he is a better version of Julius Randle too.
Yeah, he's not, he's probably, as far as, like you're saying with Julius Randle, he's probably not going to be, let's say, as turnover prone, right, as Julius Randle.
He's not.
You know what I mean? Be more calculative in the way that he uses his, his post moves or, whenever.
Yes.
More calculative, kick the ball out, those type of things. So, yeah, I can see that. Now, according to reports, I guess Mark Berman, teams have inquired with interest about Julius Randle. I don't know which teams, but there's been several teams that have inquired about Julius Randle.
Yeah.
And look, I don't know who. Maybe I doubt the Dallas Mavericks, although they say the Dallas Mavericks are looking for a guy that can score, a big guy that can score 15 points per game. I don't see where he would fit because Porzingis is, the stretch four there. That would mean that you would have to put Julius Randle at the 5. I guess you could because they still have the height. Porzingis is 7'3" and Julius Randle is 6'8". So I guess, you still got the same height differential. Boy, imagine that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how it would feel to Knicks fans? How upset would Knicks fans be?
Team, I was just thinking about that.
If Julius Randle was traded to Dallas or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they're already going to make the playoffs, but they became, a nice trio with Luka, Julius Randle, and Kristaps Porzingis, and then Tim Hardaway Jr. coming off the bench. How mad would Knicks fans be for that?
Yeah,
Knicks fans would, I'll let you go ahead and get your phone call. Knicks fans would be seriously upset for that one, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as we harp on Julius Randle, I feel like he can go to another team, that has players that are better than him, has players that, are already bona fide the leaders of the team and be effective for those teams. And then, we're going to turn around. I see everybody, is always, get rid of them and do this and do that and all of that. We're going to turn around and say, damn, how come he can do that over there but can't do that with us? I can guarantee it, right? I think a few weeks ago, I guaranteed, I didn't say that, I don't know if I guaranteed, but I asked the question maybe a few months ago, how long is it going to be before we're bashing Mike Miller? Already there, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Knicks fans are just not satisfied. But anyway, Julius Randle is, you know, there are teams that covet him. I don't want to say covet, but there are teams that are interested in trading for him, you know. But
Yeah.
what do you think, Nick? Could you see that happening?
Yeah, the thing is that, well, it'll look bad that we build their championship team.
Right.
That
Obviously
it's
they
like
had
we
Luka,
can't
but
build our own, but we built theirs. But you know, going back to my original point, say way back, no matter what, a rebuild takes on average 5 years. We were in year 2 last year. But now that we traded Porzingis, it reset back to we just finished year 1. We're in year 2 right now, so we're looking at 3 more years of a rebuild. It to really like solidify or make this rebuild a good rebuild, we have to have the right people with the right philosophy to make the right decisions going forward. And like to sit here and say, I'm not going to trade with Dallas because we're building their championship team, which would look terrible. But in the long run, it may give us the right amount of draft picks. Like we may, let's say out of that trade, we end up with Detroit's first round pick. We end up with unprotected Dallas picks this year and going forward, and 3 of Dallas's picks, our own picks. We could easily walk into any room asking for almost any potential free agent. Bradley Beal is pitching a fit right now. We could walk in and say, here's the picks, give me Bradley Beal. We could walk to Minnesota and say, here is Mitchell Robinson, take these picks and give me Karl Anthony Towns. And you know, like it will build our team in the long run, but it's sacrifices that have to be made, and we can't just sit around and be prideful, which is one of the things I think Steve Mills and Scott Perry have been.
Right. Bombo asked if Randle is outplaying KP. I don't think you can really compare. You can't compare that because KP is averaging what, 17 points, however many rebounds on a winning team. Julius Randle is averaging his 19 points and 9 rebounds on a losing team. So you can't really compare whether or not Randle is outplaying KP.
Yeah, but Randle doesn't provide the defense that KP provides. So, and then also on top of that, KP spreads the floor, which Julius Randle clogs the lane. So let's say Dennis Smith was to be actually clicking, or Elfrid Payton needs a lane. The pick and roll with KP is more dangerous than the pick and roll with Randle, because Randle isn't as effective, or we know what direction Randle is going to go in. He's not going to pick and pop. He's going to go to the rim. Yeah, so it takes away. It limits you from an offensive standpoint.
Okay, now I get that. The only thing I'm gonna say about KP, at least for this year, is, you know, him spreading the floor is kind of the threat of him spreading the floor, I think. Right? I mean, he's shooting 39.7% from the field so far this season. He's shooting 33.5% from 3. Now, obviously, it's his first year back from a knee injury, so you know it takes a year for you to get yourself back. You know what I'm saying? It takes a year for you to get yourself back. So he's not really having the greatest season. He's averaging 17 points, 9.4 rebounds per game. I do like the fact that he's averaging 9.4 rebounds, but you know,
that means he's mixing it up, and that's something he never did with the Knicks.
Nah, never. But man, if that were to happen, I mean, when you look at what Dallas is looking for, right? And this is the thing, like with Julius Randle, everybody complains, oh, he's making $19 million. You know, he's supposed to be the man on the team. This is what I try to explain to people. $19 million is not your first tier player. $19 million is how much your third year guy makes. I mean, your third option makes, right? And if he went to the Dallas Mavericks, he'd be the third option.
So, and I'm looking at some of the things that guys are saying in the chat too. Someone said trade for Lauri Markkanen. I would, just honestly, I would. But then also going back to Randle, Okay, let's compare Randle to RJ, right? Right. RJ started off the season averaging like 40%, 44% from free throw line, right? He got up to 80 recently. He was shooting the ball terrible from the field. He got up recently to start shooting better percentages, right? Headband Barrett. So Headband Barrett is playing almost, I can't even say rookie of the year because Dejounte Morant is incredible, but he is playing up to par with a third overall pick, right? If we could actually be honest with ourselves, Randle has improved tremendously as the season going on. What if he makes a jump on the turnovers, tightens up his dribble, adds more of a right-hand dribble, cleans up the way he shoots the three? If you listen to that guy who says send him to Rico Hines, he could still develop into something that is even more tradable or have more trade value than he is presently. There is room for development in that guy to become closer to a second tier guy than most people are giving him credit for.
Yeah, I see, and I agree with you. I know I get a lot of flack from
you do get a lot of flack,
about and not just who's Mark, but from a lot of from everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people about Julius Randle. But I just always look at that he can still develop. You know what I'm saying? It takes these guys time, and he just turned 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? He can still develop. I mean, but I'll say you what, I could see him definitely fitting in with the Dallas Mavericks. Right now, Dwight Powell's their starting center. He's 6'10". Yeah. Julius Randle.
He just snapped his Achilles, though.
Oh, that's right. He just snapped his Achilles.
That's why they need someone.
That's why they need someone. And I could see him fitting in there because the size would still, with KP being 7'3", I mean, Julius Randle did a decent job on, with Anthony Davis tonight. Anthony Davis still scored his 28 points, but he was there. It wasn't all, he was there. He did a decent job defensively. I could see him fitting in there and being in that starting lineup, and them guys, Luka, Tim Hardaway Jr., who is having a nice season with the Dallas Mavericks, KP. Maybe that's something that they look at.
But see, you're right. The other thing too is I want anyone to challenge me on this. There aren't many teams in the NBA, especially the playoff ones, that are not performing well without a good playmaker that could create his own shot as well as distribute the ball at a time of need. So Dallas has Luka. That would immediately, just because Luka and KP, for that matter, if KP is playing the center spot, would make Randle so much better. The fact that Mitchell stays in the paint and can't really shoot clogs the lane up. When Mitchell is on top of the key and he has the ball, Mitchell Robinson's defender is coming off him and guarding Randle. It's going to make Randle a worse player, and especially when other guys can't make shots. So everyone has to be a threat, and we have to rethink the way we're building our team because we need spacing, ultimately spacing.
Yeah. And you're seeing it tonight. It's got to be spacing, good, and guys got to have, the basketball IQ to make the spacing work, to make the spacing happen, But Julius Randle, teams have inquired about Julius Randle. And according to Mark Berman as well, I think it was Mark Berman, or maybe it was someone else, I don't know. But reports that I've seen is that the Knicks are willing to trade everybody except for RJ Barrett. So, it's been quiet, right? We haven't heard that many rumors. It's been quiet. So the Knicks, maybe they'll work. We'll see what they're working on, man. We got 2 weeks into the trade deadline. We'll see what they're working on.
Let me ask you this. Would you be mad if they traded Mitchell Robinson?
I would.
You would?
I would. I think that, although I agree with you that Mitchell Robinson is probably 3 years away, right? I still think that Mitchell Robinson can be a very, very good center, a starting center in this league. I think that he can be a starting center in this league. So I would be upset because he's on a very team-friendly contract. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
And when he is ready to get paid, he's not going to be at the point where you got to pay him a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You're going to pay him what his fair price is. And then he'll get to that point. And it'll still probably be team-friendly. And then it'll get to the point where, he's doing what he has to do and you got to pay him. So I think that we'd be missing out because I think he has talent he has the talent that you just don't get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think he has the talent that you don't come by it all the time. So I think we got to take our time with Mitchell Robinson and keep working and keep trying to develop him, let him grow into his body. You see how big his shoulders are, his chest and everything hasn't even grown into that yet.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that, we got to get some time and not move that guy. I'd be upset if they traded him. I would be. I'd definitely be upset if they traded him. But
I wouldn't be upset. I just would, if they trade Mitchell Robinson, I would be more than any other player. I would be questioning where are they trying to go after that, because they could trade Frank right now, and I don't think it'll affect wins and losses. They could trade Dotson, Morris, they could trade those guys, and I really don't feel like ultimately it'll affect wins and losses.
Yeah, I would be upset if they traded Frank too, because I think that Frank's not going to be. I don't expect Frank to be a 20-point scorer in this league, a 15-point per game scorer in this league. But he's the kind of guy you need some guys like him on your team.
But that's what I'm saying. He's a backup. He's good. He's a good backup. Right. To me, Frank is a backup. Same thing with Elfrid Payton. We're playing with backups. Even DSJ, another backup. DSJ is probably the closest to a starter that we have. But DSJ has just underperformed this year since the death of his mom.
Yeah.
And, that's real unfortunate. And I still don't want to trade him until he has actually gotten chance to show that he has value in the league, which may mean next year and draft night, So, DSJ has to play games.
Right. Right. I mean, when I look at the Lakers, right, I look at, everyone, people talk about Frank Ntilikina all the time. He doesn't score and this and that. And I get it. I understand. Right. And I see him, and it's frustrating because his shot looks good when he pulls it. It looks good. He gets open shots and he doesn't knock them down. So it's frustrating. Yeah. But you look at Avery Bradley. He played 20 minutes, 19 minutes for the Lakers tonight. He's their starting point guard. Right. He had 4 points tonight. Okay. What is he averaging on the season? I don't know. Probably not a lot of points, but he's a defender. You need guys like that in your lineup, man. You need guys like that. And,
Well, see, the problem with that is somebody's got to be the point guard, right? So because LeBron is leading the way at point, right? Right. If we're saying give the ball to Frank, which I think is the flaw to everyone's analysis of Frank, and I'll go back to the French team. The French team didn't always start Frank at point guard. Not every game he played point. In Strasbourg, he didn't play point in every single game. He played shooting guard for the majority in Strasbourg. I think just like Fizdale said, he is a multi-tool player who could play multiple positions. And I think he's more Andre Iguodala than an actual 20-point per game scorer or even leading point guard. Now, can he do more when it comes to scoring? Yes. He needs to hit his shots that he's taking and then also use his body to go to the rim, which is two of the things that I have the biggest problem with. At minimum, I just need 2 shots at the rim, 2 shots from the mid-range, which is probably his best shot, and then 2 threes per game. If he takes those 6 shots per game, I'm fine with the way Frank plays. But we still need a playmaker who needs attention. So like Trae Young, you have to keep your eyes on him. LeBron, all these guys, because then you could get away with Frank being next to these guys.
Right. Exactly. I agree. right? I seen someone in the chat say, the Lakers have AD and LeBron. Yes, you're right. They have AD and LeBron. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is Frank is a piece that every team needs. One of those guys that can play defense, is going to do some dirty work type of things. Help provide some energy and stuff like that. You need guys like that. I'm not saying that he should be your starting point guard. All I'm saying is you need guys like that. Guys are so quick to trade him and not, just recognizing where he can be valuable to a team. Anyone that can play defense in this league and play defense really, really well in this league is going to be valuable to your team. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'?
What's up, Uncle Sim? It's Davon. How you been?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good, man. What's the topic right now? What are we talking about? Last thing I heard, we talking about.
We just kind of going around talking about different things. We were kind of talking about some, trade rumors and trade possibilities and stuff like that. We were talking about, how the Knicks, kind of willing to trade just about anybody on the roster.
On the trade for my ideology, I mean, everybody can go except for Mitch and RJ. In my eyes, I feel like those are our only two building blocks. There's a couple of players that I wouldn't just give up on, like Frank. I wouldn't just give up on Frank, or I wouldn't give up on Kevin Knox either. But for the right price, they could be had. But other than that, I feel like we need to go in a different direction. Period. Like we need to build for the future and don't try to no quick fixes though. Don't try to trade for an Andre Drummond or a Bradley Beal. We need to draft another franchise type player to get the ball rolling.
Okay. So this is where I'm confused with Knicks fans though, right? And it seems like we're split all the way across the board for real.
Right.
But in one hand, we're saying that we need to focus on young guys. And then in another hand, we're saying we need to trade everybody except for RJ. Right? So if you trade, if you're trading everybody except for RJ, that means you're trading Mitch. That means you're trading Frank Ntilikina. You're trading your young guys.
I think we got to keep Mitch. Definitely got to keep Mitch.
Okay.
Just like you said, Mitch is a couple of years away. And like you said, by the time he gets there, we'll still have him locked into a contract that's like friendly, So I feel like you got to keep Mitch, and you got to keep Mitch. And then like Frank, I really like Frank on a good team. Like I feel like Frank is a winner. I feel like Frank is gonna do, the dirty work. He's gonna get, he can be the first guard off the bench. It doesn't have to be point guard. It can be, he can play the shooting guard, or he can be even a spot minutes at the 3 guard. But that's how I personally feel. I think we need to, roll with the young guns and let them rock.
Nah, I feel you. I'm just looking at the dichotomy of Knicks fans and the division of Knicks fans where, we say, and I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just saying I see all the time trade everybody, right? But then, we got to build with the young guys, but we're willing to trade all of our young guys. I mean,
what I'm saying is I would trade a young guy for another young. I would trade another young asset for another young asset. I wouldn't.
Okay.
Like I would try to trade for like a Brandon Ingram. You know what I mean? Like that's who I would be trying to. That's who my main focus would be right now, is actually trying to figure out a way how to get somebody like a Brandon Ingram right now, where we can throw in that fits on the timeline of our other young guys and of our rebuild. Like I feel like Julius Randle, like we go back and forth about like keeping Julius Randle and he sucks and this and that, but I really don't feel like he fits our timeline. I feel like he's just a little bit too older. He's older, and he's not that guy. You know what I mean? Like we need somebody who's more that guy. Like I don't know, more of a franchise type player. I don't feel like Julius Randle is a franchise type player.
He's not, but he's not a franchise type player. But I don't think and he's not getting paid like a franchise type player either.
But he's getting the opportunity to be the franchise type player, and he's not showing that he is that, or he can be that. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't shown. Like
okay, so where do you think? So where do you think where do you think he ends up being in his career? A one guy, a two, not a one guy, a three guy?
I think Julius Randle is a 3-4 guy. Like he's somebody that you need. He's one of those like don't get me wrong, he's a good player. He just doesn't. I just don't feel like he fits where we need to go right now.
So,
I feel like he could do better. All right.
Okay. Now that answers my question. Because my next question, my follow up was going to be, just because a player isn't your number one guy, does that mean that he doesn't fit a role? You know what I'm saying? When you do get a number one guy,
he does fit a role, but I just feel like he's on our team. He's stuck. He's gonna be the number one guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's on this team. Yeah, that's on this team right now. But if you get players that develop and surpass him,
I don't feel like we can get. I feel like the way he plays and looking at the way he plays, it would be hard to try to like get that away from him with a young guy. Like, I feel like right now RJ should be our number one option on offense, but it's kind of hard with Julius Randle on the team and Marcus Morris, who's playing pretty good, who's shooting, lights out. It's kind of hard to do that when you got these good, pretty decent vets out there, still putting up good numbers. It puts us in a limbo. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what do we do?
Well, we'll see, and we'll see when we get to that point where RJ has the ball in his hands all the time, and then we'll see what Knicks fans feel about that.
Right. But you have to give him. I feel like you have to give him a chance. Like you have to. I feel like you do it now. You do it now to see that, okay, this is something that we can build upon. He's that franchise. He's that franchise type player that we can run our offense through or run our organization through. He doesn't have to be that. And I'm not saying if he's not that, get rid of him. But then we know, like, okay, we need to bring, we need something else. We need,
right. But then the same thing. So let's say, what happens if RJ, you put the ball in his hands and he ends up being not that, right? So you went 3 years, you're putting the ball in RJ's hands and you realize he's not going to be the number one guy. So then are you going to have the same issues that you say with Julius Randle where, well, how do we get the ball out of his hands now?
He's our guy, though. It's a little different when he's your guy. I feel like it's a little different when he's your project. You know what I mean? When you're taking on somebody else's project, you got to have a shorter leash.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is, what if we get to that point and we think that RJ is not the guy? Then are you going to have the same issue where you're like, okay, is it going to be hard for him to relinquish the ball to someone else or relinquish that lead role to someone else when that person comes in?
No, because everybody will be in that same type of age group, that same type of, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say
not if he's been. I mean, if he's been here for 3 years and we're trying to make him the guy, not trying to make him the guy, we're giving him the opportunity to be the guy, and it hasn't happened.
Right.
And then you draft somebody who's 19 years old, they're not going to be in the same age range.
23 and 19, that's about the same. That's about the same age range. When you get to like 26, 27, that's when you're like, okay, you're a vet. You're at the top of your game. You know what I mean? You're at the.
Maybe 27, 28. I see. That's when you're at the top of your game.
Yeah, and that's when you start getting those big contracts. That's when you can ask for those big contracts and things like that. Like RJ, right now we have him under team control for the next 5 years. By that time, we'll know what he is and what he's not going to be. You know what I mean? And we can tinker with that. We can see, okay, he's not somebody that we can just give him the ball, but he's somebody that can, play off the ball and score buckets.
Right.
And
he's a piece to the puzzle
that way.
Right. I mean, but that's what I'm getting at. We realize that he's a piece to the puzzle. I just don't understand why we don't think why we can't. I mean, I understand you, right? You don't like the way that he plays, and you don't feel like the way that he plays fits in what. I don't know what the Knicks want to do, so I can't say. To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know what the Knicks want to do. So,
and then I don't feel like Julius Randle. He fits like I was having a conversation with some coworkers today, about Trae Young. We were debating Trae Young and Damian Lillard, and I was saying I like Trae Young a little bit better because you can actually build something around him. There's a system that you can build around him where as Dame is, you just got to let him score. You know what I mean? You have to let Dame be Dame. You know what I mean? Like there's certain players
Okay.
Like you can't like Carmelo. You can't tell Melo not to be Melo. Then that defeats the purpose of him. You know, that defeats the whole purpose of him. You can't take away somebody's strength,
I feel you. I understand
away
what you're
from
saying. I understand what you're saying. Let me let you go so I can get some other callers in, man. But I definitely appreciate the call.
Uncle Sam.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Nice talking to you. Yeah. Peace.
No doubt. No doubt. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know where we stand as Knicks fans. I don't know where the Knicks stand right now, but I don't know where we stand as Knicks fans. Some people want us to get rid of everybody. Some people want us to try to build with the youth. I guess you want to build with different youth, so you want to start all over. I seen somebody say in the chat, and I see somebody say in the chat that if we trade everybody, then everything that we've done in the past couple of years is just null and void. Like we did it all for nothing. I think it was Vaughn Allen who said that. Yeah, I mean the thing is, who knows where we go, man? Who knows where we go and where we're going? I don't know. I don't know. We say let's put the ball in RJ's hands and let's see what he can do. And then in 2 years, if you're not liking what you're seeing, then people are going to be mad, right? We've got to see. I don't know. It's very tough. It's very tough. And when the Knicks are in a tough situation, very, very tough situation in what to do. The good thing, though, is that none of these guys are on long-term contracts. So, you can make moves accordingly because the contracts are not long, which is something very good that the front office did. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'?
Yo, what's going on, Tim? How you doing, man?
What's good, man? I'm chilling. I'm good.
Chilling, man. Can I just make a quick point about, basically, my thing is that a lot of people are saying, we're rebuilding this and that, but how's the rebuild going to work when we're drafting, no offense to these young players, but when we're drafting Knox and Frank as top 10 picks and there's nothing there, man. Like there's, you got to hit when you're not attracting star free agents. You can't swing and miss on lottery picks, top 10 picks for that matter, with guys like Frank and Knox. And they're young, I get it, but why are our young players so much worse than everybody else's? Minus RJ and Mitch.
I'm gonna ask the question that I always ask. Is it the players or is it the team?
I think it's the development and the play. I think it's both. Like, I don't think either of them showed any talent where they should have been top 10 picks. I mean, look at some of the guys we passed over. It's easy to say now, but you can't miss on those picks, man.
But the thing is, like you said, it's easy. It's easy to say now. I don't like doing the Monday morning quarterback thing because, it's easy to say now, right? It's very easy to say now. What if Donovan Mitchell came in and didn't do well at all? Right?
Yeah,
everybody,
he went third. Everyone knew he was going to be. I remember Rick Pitino basically begging the Knicks to take him.
But listen,
he went 25th.
Just listen to what I'm saying. I know, and you know what? And there were probably 10 other coaches begging the Knicks to take their player too, because their player was going to surprise everybody. I can guarantee you that. And every other team in the NBA, there were 10 other coaches that were begging those teams to take that player. Right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is, we can always Monday morning quarterback. We can always do that. The fact is that any player that comes into the NBA, you've got to come into the right program. You know what I'm saying? You got to come into something.
That he was lazy. He's not that, those are the players that we take in the top 10. We can't do that, man. Now when we're not hitting.
Okay, so who would you have taken instead of Knox? Who would you have taken?
We're never going to get better. Like just now, we drafted Barrett third, and all I see is, we need shoes around him. So we drafted someone third overall that can't hit a jump shot, so we have to cater to him.
Okay, so then who would you have taken over Barrett then? Who would you have taken instead of Barrett? Tell me who you would have taken.
Nobody.
Okay, so
that was the only pick. That was I'm just saying,
so how can you say
star or something then?
But what I'm saying is
star players. I love RJ. But he's not Morant.
But listen, but how can you say? But how can you sit here and say we got to do better with the picks, right? But At the third pick, there was nobody else that we could have drafted.
Right.
That's what we got.
But that was the only pick because it wasn't a deep draft. That's not our fault. But it's just like we could have traded for a star. I mean, maybe we could have attracted a Durant or a Kyrie if we, you know what I'm saying? Like.
So you're saying we could have traded? We could have traded the third pick. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, right. Maybe we get a star and then attracted instead of them going to Brooklyn. Maybe they come. Maybe one of them comes here. We got a Durant or a Kyrie. You know, like.
I don't know.
I love Barrett. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see the talent of it. Like you said, there was nobody else. Right? I would have took Barrett 100%, number 3, 1,000%. There was nobody else to take at that spot. I just don't see. When I see a Moran and I saw what Zion did tonight. Like to me, those are game changers. Look what Moran's doing in Memphis. They're almost in the playoffs.
Listen,
mostly probably because
we didn't have the option. We didn't have the option to draft Ja Morant.
I love Barrett. I don't see it a game. You know what I mean? Like,
but listen,
we didn't have a game change. That's what we need. That's
we didn't have the option. We didn't have the
game changer. I don't think.
Hey, listen up. Listen. We didn't have the option to draft Ja Morant. So there's no point in saying, look at what Ja Morant is doing. I mean, we didn't have the option to draft Ja Morant, right?
Yeah.
And why are we?
I mean, don't have luck too, man. Like, there's just no to me, it was a 2 superstar. Like, of course we get the third pick. Like, don't get me wrong,
RJ Barrett,
but I don't see the upside in him that I see in those two. Moran and Zion.
You know what?
Like you
we
said,
don't have to. We don't have to see the upside.
Right.
We don't have to see the upside in halfway through the first year of his rookie season. You don't have to say he's not going to. I mean, why are we even saying he is or is not going to be better than those guys? You know what I'm saying? How many people, when Brandon Jennings came into, and I'm not saying Ja Morant is going to be like Brandon Jennings. I'm just saying, how many people, when Brandon Jennings came into the league, right, and compared him to other players that were drafted before or after him, said, man, why didn't we draft, how come we couldn't get a guy like Brandon Jennings and stuff like that, right? He came into, he dropped 50 points as a rookie. You know what I'm saying?
True.
We got to let it play out. We don't know what RJ Barrett could end up being that. We got to let it go.
I think he's going to be really, really good. Don't get me wrong. 100%. I love Barrett. I wouldn't trade him for many. Him and Mitch, to me, those are, anyone else could get traded. I won't lose a minute of sleep over. Those are the two I build around. You get your point guard in this draft. Maybe you got to sign a shooter at the 2. I don't know. I'm not sure that, you got to get a knockdown shooter in free agency at the 2 spot. And you got your point guard. You got Barrett at the 3 where he should be playing. He's not a shooting guard. And you got Mitch, and whether you trade Randle or you sign Morris, you got one of them. No, my main thing is just when you're not attracting the star free agents, you got to hit on basically all your draft picks, especially in the top 10. And have Knox and Frank showed you any hope? To me, I've seen 0, especially from Knox. At least Frank, like tonight, 0 for 8. You can't have a point guard go 0 for 8, but at least he can impact the game other ways.
Right.
Knox isn't scoring 20. What is he? There's no point for him to be playing. I know he's 20. I get it. A lot of players are 20, but they're not as bad as Kevin Knox. As a top 10 pick, no less.
Listen,
last
they're
year
top
I saw
10
a thing
picks.
that he was, I don't know, one of the 5 worst rookies. That was including second-round picks. Everyone was like, "Oh, he was so great last." No, he wasn't. He wasn't not good last year, and he's probably just as bad, if not worse, this year. They gotta show me something. Like Mitch and Barrett, they show me like these kids are gonna be really good for us in a few years. Like Knox and Frank, man, they could go today, and I wouldn't be mad at all, man.
Look, this is the thing. This is the thing when with and caller, thank you for the call. I appreciate you. This is the thing that everybody always talks about, man. And obviously, it's not up to the team. They're not gonna listen to us. Talking about the Knicks, Scott Perry, Steve Mills, and those guys. They're not gonna listen to us. And what they should or should not do. But geez, RJ Barrett is a half a year into his rookie season. A half a year. Some people, not most people, some people are like, oh, he's not going to be this, that. Okay? Knox is a year and a half into his rookie year. Everybody's, let's trade him. He sucks. Get rid of him. He's not going to be this, not going to be that. Everybody wants us to, bro, when you're building, you don't get all the pretty pieces that you want. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't. It doesn't happen that way. You know, it is what it is, man. You know, I still believe, you know, talking about these young players, when they come in, you know, we can say, you know, we didn't hit on this player, we didn't hit on that player, right? But you got to have some stability when they come in. You know what I mean? RJ Barrett, first year in the league, is on his second coach already. Come on. Kevin Knox, how many coaches is he on already? His third? Second? He's on his second coach. Right? Kevin Knox on his second coach already. 2 years in the league, 2 coaches. RJ Barrett, 1 year in the league, 2 coaches. Frank Ntilikina, 3 years in the league. This is third season in the league. How many coaches he had? Jeff Hornacek, right? David Fizdale, now Mike Miller. You know, we can say what we want, but if we don't have the stability around these guys to help them develop as players, then you're not gonna get these stars that you want. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get them. But most of the time, they got to be developed. All right, most of the time they got to be developed. You know, great. Ja Morant is having a heck of a season. He's going to be a very good player, hopefully for years to come. Right? That's all good. That's beautiful. I'm glad that he's that. We don't have Ja Morant. Okay? You got RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett's a different type of a player. Has a different skill set. Might take a little bit longer. Everybody's not going to come into the NBA and just light it on fire. It's not going to happen. I mean, not going to happen. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here, man. We get a couple of last words from the guys left in the chat. Guillermo felt neglected, so he left out of there. You know what I'm saying? Mark's still hanging around. Nick is still hanging around. You know, so I'm going to get a couple of last words from these guys, and then I'm going to get up out of here because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I appreciate you guys for being on with me, though. I still got 287 people in here. I appreciate you guys. Please smash that like button. All right, smash that like button. All right, and if you follow me on Sportscaster, if you're not following me, follow me there. All right, we had a really good Knicks Weekly show the other day. It was really good. Make sure you follow me there. But let me get to these guys here and get some last words, and then I'm getting out of here. Mark, Nick, I'm going to get some last words from you, man, and then I'm going to get out of here. Nick, you want to hit me with a couple of last words, and I'm going to come to Mark?
Yeah. Sam, I listened. I heard a little piece of what y'all were just talking about with Kevin Knox and letting guys develop. Like guys, like I said, we're like year 2 technically in a rebuild. So to rebuild this team the way we want it to, we're gonna have to let guys cook for the next 3 more years. Like, and I didn't even realize it until I think Zerbiak or Han said it. What are we? Each one of these guys are averaging like 20 minutes per game. Last year, Frank got 20-something minutes per game, and then Dennis Smith got 24. So they balance out. There's only but so many minutes you could hand out per game. Like everyone wants Trey to get minutes. They want Dotson to get minutes. They want Bullock to get more minutes, and they keep going on like minutes. But there's only 48 minutes in a game. So like, just slow down. Like we do need to develop our guys. And it's time for our guys to take the challenge. Like for Kevin Knox, I would be if it was me, I would be personally challenged to say, I want more minutes. I want to play and start over Marcus Morris. What do I have to do that? I have to rebound, defend, and shoot better. Like that is my goal, and that would be my goal. But it'll take time. He's still not strong enough. He still has to develop. Same thing with Frank. Still not strong enough. Still got to start going to the rim. He's got to finally hit shots. He's taking the shots. Now he's got to start making the shots. So and maybe it might take 1 more year. We see what it's doing with Brandon Ingram in year 4. who else? You can name a bunch of players. They're literally going through, as we talked about with college, these guys are sophomores and about to become, like, some of them I don't even think we got any seniors, right? Yeah. So Frank will become a senior next year. So
Next year.
What would he be like then? And then it may mean keeping Mike Miller on for 1 more year, 2 more years, just so they could have continuity and to actually do something with someone consistently. And same thing with Randle. Like, Randle still probably could develop next year, after this entire year. What if Randle gets a tighter dribble? What if Randle realizes, you know what, I got to change my center of gravity and change the way he dribbles so he doesn't turn over the ball as much? And that could literally happen and boost his assist to turnover ratio tremendously, and that changes the aspects of the team. What if Mike Miller says, you know what, I want you to focus on screens all off season and build your body ready and learn positioning? Like, it takes time, and we got to be patient. But of course, the top has to be set. So
and
someone has to make that decision.
What you're saying about Randle, right? I went through this with my daughter. Last year, as a junior, it was her first year being the primary player on the team, right? Mm-hmm. And she did okay, but she also struggled. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She struggled with learning, when do I get other players involved? When do I shoot the ball? When do I, am I shooting too much? She used to talk to me like, Dad, sometimes I feel like I'm shooting too much. I don't want other players to get upset. I mean, there's just a whole gambit of things that she had to go through in order to learn, to just learn how to be the primary player on the team. This year, she understands the role much better. She understands when it's time for her to get a shot. She understands, that, she's needed in certain situations. Now she's dealing with, she can get to any spot on the floor, but she doesn't always have herself under control to make some of the easy layups that she gets. Now she's averaging 18 points a game, right? She's averaging about 7 rebounds a game. But still, when she learns how to slow herself down to get to the rim and really focus on putting that layup in, really focus on getting them shots to go over the rim, she could average 25. You know what I'm saying? Now, she doesn't have another year in high school to do that because she misses a bunch of gimmies in a game. She makes a lot of them, but she misses some of them too, where, it would boost her scoring average up this much more. But she just hasn't been that primary scorer to learn it. She actually does need, and she's young still, right? She'll be 17. She'll be 18 she graduates this year. She'll still be 17 when she graduates, right? If she had another year in high school, she would learn, because she would have had this whole year. The next year, she would have learned how to slow herself down. The game would have slowed down for a little bit at the high school level. And then when she got to college, she would have had to go through the same process. But development does happen that way. It's hard for a person to develop during the year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in the midst of it. You have to go back and look at it. It's like a single game, right? You have one single game, and it's hard to make all the adjustments. Then you go back and look at the tape, and then you can say, oh, we should have did this, we should have did that. The next time we're in that situation, we'll do this, that, and the other thing. When you're in the midst of a season, it's hard to look at yourself and make those and to develop that way. Then you look at it over during the off season, you work on some things, and then you take it there. So that development can happen. That's the way it'll be for all of our players. We just got to understand that.
And the other thing too, and I hate the talk of just say trade Dennis Smith right now. Only from the standpoint, calm down, Mark. God. So the reason why I say I hate the talk of trading him right now is because he's at a low value. Like, the kid he has more talent than he's shown this year. He's never played this bad in his entire career. He had tragedy and injury. I hope going forward he gets more healthy. But like, if we trade him at his lowest point rather than when he's healthy and could actually contribute in some kind of positive way, or even to have a coach that knows how to make him look positive, like, dude, like the trade value shoots up, and we still have one more year with him. Like, because again, just like we could sit here and say Frank deserves a chance, Dennis Smith still needs a chance too. Whether or not he stays with our team, he still needs the chance to rebuild himself, and hopefully with the right coach. Same thing with Kevin Knox. Like, the right coach has to get Kevin Knox. It could be, let's say we get Dave Yeager next year, and Dave Yeager, who has been incredible with the Grizzlies and incredible with the Kings, and he showed he could work with vets. He showed he could work with young guys. And let's say he runs the same system he had in Sacramento, fast-paced, up-tempo system. And he says, you know what? The player to do that is Dennis Smith Jr. Like the coaches that are available. If you let's look at the pantheon of coaches out there that's available, like Dennis Smith with Coach Yeager, who has a winning record, might actually develop. We don't know we keep acting like if we know what the finished product is, and we really don't know. Like, even though I'm saying Frank is not an offensive player, can he develop into one? Yeah, sure he can. I doubt it, but at the same time, like, he has shown that he has an ability at age 16 when he was in FIBA. He showed that he could do something last year, this last summer playing for Team France. What if we get Coach Collette, like another coach candidate that we could get? Let's say Coach Collette creates the connection between Frank and Mitchell Robinson and runs the same system that he ran for Team France with the same exact team, because I could swap the Batum for Morris, and I could just go down the line and just say it's built the same way for Coach Collette to do the same thing. And Frank starts looking amazing because he knows the offense, and he makes Mitchell Robinson look like Rudy Gobert. Who knows? We don't know what guys could develop into, and we have to have the coach, the staff, the wherewithal. Like, things could fall into place. We're not that far, but some questions do have to be answered.
All right. Nah, I feel you, man. Let me get the Mark, because I know Mark chomping at the bit. Say something. You know. Go ahead, Mark.
I mean, all this all this crap. Listen, man. So
you gotta speak up or get closer to the mic or something, because I can't hear you.
Okay. My bad. See, I hate to be this guy, right? Let me put my headphones real quick. I hate to be this guy.
Yeah. Put them in, because I can't hear you at all. You're very, very low.
Hello? Me now, Sim?
Yeah, it's a little better. You might want to put the mic up closer if you can.
All right. I'm good.
There we go.
Listen, I hate to be this guy. This is my thing with this team. You watch Memphis, right? And you watch all these other young teams. So, let's say Memphis in particular, because this is the perfect example I have to put out. Sam, remember when I kept telling you, listen, sometimes you need that, just like that one player to just like change the culture of the team, or just change the way other players react to this one player, so they play harder because this one player just brings it every night, or just his presence on the floor just allows players to be themselves and allow them to play harder with that person. I think we just need to scrap Julius Randle and give the ball to RJ, because again, I watch his numbers and everything. I didn't know, from his free throw shooter, from his threes and his field goal, they all went up. So I'm watching that and I'm saying, okay, the dude temperament is excellent. his integrity, he defends. He doesn't give up on plays. The dude don't give up on plays. So I'm looking at Ja Morant now. You know why Grizzlies play hard and they play up and down? Because guess what? They got a general. And he goes out there like he's the best player on the floor. I seen him give it to Harden and tell him, Harden, you better know who I am. So now when I'm watching the Grizzlies now, oh, the identity is there because, you know, Ja Morant, he's showing you because he's handling the ball from night to night. The offense is running through him. He's controlling pace.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you this, right? Looking at our team, looking at the guys we got now in this draft, let's just say we would have got Ja Morant instead of R.J. Barrett. How much different would this team would be?
I think we would have more of an identity because right now, Sim, when I'm watching the Knicks, right, with all these players together, even with RJ on it, but he don't have the responsibility that he should have to develop him in a way where you put it on him early so he knows next year when he comes in, okay, I know I got to do this to make these guys better. The thing with Ja Morant.
I mean, but let me ask you, and I'm not trying to blame anything on RJ Barrett,
I know,
right?
Go ahead.
But let me ask you this. Do Memphis Grizzlies right now, they're 20-24, right? Yeah. On the cusp of the playoffs, maybe.
And I
think they're ninth. I think they're in the ninth spot, right?
Yeah.
Right? They're in the ninth spot, right behind San Antonio, half a game behind San Antonio. Would the Knicks have 20 wins if we had Ja Morant?
No, but we wouldn't look at inept. We wouldn't look inept on the floor how we do. We would have more of an identity on the floor because we have a guy that can control pace of the game and that can control and that players would want to play with. When I'm watching them, name another person on the roster besides Josh Jackson, bro. They should not win 20 games and they're in the West. And when I'm watching Ja Morant from night to night, there's an identity there because you have this one player that is just changing the culture and that is changing the way these young players should play. And when I'm watching guys, because the game is going through Randle and Morris, but when those guys don't play,
but that's what I'm saying. The game would be going through. The game would be going through Ja Morant. He'd probably be finding Mitch. He'd probably be finding Randle, right? He shoots 40% from three. He shoots 48% from the field. Would this team? I see some people saying we'd have 10 more wins. That's people in the draft. I mean, people in the chat.
Are you saying without RJ? Well, okay, I understand. Okay.
Yes, without RJ. Without RJ. Let's just say we drafted Ja Morant. Because maybe the biggest issue is that we don't have that point guard.
No. It's not even that, Sim. No, for me, it's not that. It's the identity thing with this team that I feel lost. Like when I'm watching them, it's like,
oh yeah.
It's like, damn, like I wanna feel great about them because we have RJ. And I think RJ got what it takes. So what I'm saying is you give RJ those big responsibilities. You put him in situations where he feel more, where he feel more of a player, or where he can ascend to that next level. Because what the Pelicans did, they just said, "Here, Brandon Ingram," and that's the same thing with a year before LeBron came. That's the same thing with Luke Walton. He gave the ball to Brandon Ingram. He gave it to him, so there was an identity there, and they won 35 games that year. So there was an elevation. You see what next year could be. Right now, if we continue down this hall without giving RJ the ball, where I think we just need to go through him, just off his presence, just off how the players react to him, there's more of an identity with him because I can identify by my best player what my team can be or what RJ can develop into, because the dude has it. He just has it. I hear Mike Breen just cry over it every night. I hear Mike Breen all the time.
We'll see.
One thing I like about that kid is he doesn't waver through the game. He does not waver through the game. And I think it's just, we need to scrap the Julius Randle go through him and give the ball more to RJ. Those touches that Randle get, I think RJ should get those and allow him to make those mistakes that Randle is making, because I think RJ has more of an IQ than Randle does to run these run with these guys.
They're doing. You're saying you're asking for two different things.
No, I'm asking for the same thing.
RJ Barrett. You're asking for RJ Barrett to have the ball in his hands, creating, right? Creating for people. They're not doing that with Randle right now. There's times when he brings the ball up the floor, but for the most part, he's getting the ball either in the post or getting the ball off of, whatever they do. He's not getting the ball to initiate the offense. You know what I'm saying? So you're asking for the ball to be in RJ Barrett's hands to initiate the offense. Randle is not initiating the offense. I think that's two different things. You can give the ball to RJ Barrett to initiate the offense, right? And the balls, he might still end up giving it to Julius Randle in the spot that Julius Randle wants it or whatever it is. I feel like that's two different things. So, okay, maybe you just say, let's let RJ Barrett, when he's back, initiate the offense, right? Have a shooting guard like Damian Dotson or someone and take Elfrid Payton off the floor. I thought we tried that in the beginning of the season. That's the beginning of the season. That's not now. Take Elfrid Payton off the floor. Let RJ Barrett be the guy to initiate the offense if we think that's what it is. Let him be the guy to take the lead and have the possessions, right? That's having the offense run through you. You know what I'm saying? And then see where it goes from there. It could still happen that way, right? But the coaching is not choosing to do it that way. For whatever reason, they want to have Elfrid Payton right now. Elfrid Payton is the guy. They want to have Elfrid Payton out there doing it. I still think the biggest glaring issue on this team is the point guard position. You know what I'm saying? That takes over and makes things really happen. I believe that is the issue. And maybe if you did have Ja Morant instead of RJ Barrett, and this is no knock on RJ Barrett, I'm just talking about fit for the team that we have out here. Maybe if you did, maybe you see these guys look a little bit different out there on the floor. But it is what it is, man. We can argue about it till our faces turn blue and orange. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to change until the deadline. I'm about to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, because it is 1:16 in the morning, and I got some things to do tomorrow. So I will catch you guys later. I don't know, whenever I do the next game preview. I'm not sure when the Knicks play again. Actually, I think that they play on, I don't know when it is. Whatever, I don't know. But I will catch you on the next game preview. You'll get the notification when it is. And I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen, because it's late. Peace.
That's the jig.